All right, welcome to the Action Sturge. This is our series finale for the Dungeon World sessions that we're doing, and so it's gonna get pretty heavy, and but I think we're all ready. I think we're all there. For the final time, would you like to go around and introduce yourselves and your characters? And tell us what your character is hoping to achieve tonight. We'll start with Tyrion.
I'm Brian, aka the Plastered Dragon. I'm playing Tyrion, a cleric of Genric, and self-styled savior. He's gotten a little bit full of himself and got taken down a peg last time, and so he's very focused, and his goal for today is to save everyone else, even if it means sacrificing himself to Janrik.
The jokes write themselves, ladies and gentlemen.
They do.
All right, Harrison.
Hello, everybody. I'm Maddie, or Fork Puff, but I would just go by Maddie. I am going to be playing Harrison the Bard, the human bard, and I would say his overall goal is to just keep everybody safe. He knows that there's going to be a big showdown no matter what happens, and he just wants to make sure everybody is going to be all right. He felt like he failed Harold in the past by not being there for him when he died, so he wants to be there for everybody else.
When they die.
When they die.
Aziz.
I'm Terry. I'm playing Aziz, the halfling druid. And I am just trying to complete this sacred ritual and breathe new life into the world, no matter what the cost, which I already know what it is. And I do so willingly.
And the only other person who knows is Harold, right?
Yep.
Harold.
Hi, I'm Mordcake. I'm playing Harold, the human barbarian, and I'm here to put an end to this continent's war in preparations for the other war that's on his own home continent. And I just want everyone that can come out of this alive to actually come out of this alive and fulfill what we have to do.
All right, and we begin in a happy tree that has definitely seen happier days. It is in a process of rebuilding at this time. The battle that took place here was a vicious and destructive one, and there are still bodies being found in wreckage. And while the orcs have been ordered to rebuild by their new leaders, they are not being received very well by the people that they so recently decimated. There's definitely an air of bittersweet relief and sort of bottled discomfort, I think, with the citizens. However, our heroes have a mission at hand, and we'll find you all together in the center room of Happy Tree, where the heart of Happy Tree lies, and this inner cloister is also where the elves that reside in Happy Tree gather, and that's where we'll find you all together. The elves are probably singing I guess the elven equivalent of a sending off, like a funeral sending off song, and but they sing sort of quietly, almost to themselves. Although in a chorus they sound strong, forlorn. And what are you all doing?
Well, I'm in the middle of the room, kind of talking with Happy Tree in the whole however trees speak.
Tree speak.
Yeah. So, I don't know if anybody else can understand me, but just making sure he's ready.
I am ready to return.
Mm-hmm. So I will reach my hand up, and this kind of glowing green orb begins descending from the top of the chamber.
Yes.
I am going to. It kind of gets smaller as it comes down to be more halfling sized.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to take it in my left hand, open my tunic, and just take a deep breath and basically shove it into my chest.
Go ahead.
At which point in time it kind of starts sinking in opposite of my heart. So, like, I have two hearts, and you will begin to see kind of green, almost looks like vines or veins coming up my face. And when I open my eyes, instead of having two amethyst eyes, I have one amethyst and one emerald.
What the hell happened?
So
What was
cool.
that? Wait, are we there to see it first of all?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. What was that? I like run over and I'm like looking at your eyes. Now this is something I can definitely write about.
Happy Tree's coming with us.
Coming with the town? All of these people? How are we gonna get
The
them where we
spirit
need to?
of Happy Tree.
I'm sorry, there was a spirit inside this tree?
Oh yes. There was the spirit that controlled the defenses and raised the barriers and helped us in our times of need.
And all the time I lived here, never knowing that. Ugh.
Harrison, we saw the tree move, create weaponry and shields.
Yeah, you're right about that. I didn't really think it was a spirit though. I thought it was some crazy magic.
Oh well, I've got a story to tell you then.
Great, I love them. Let me get my song lyrics out.
Well, we'll talk along the way.
Yeah, so I'm like pulling out like a little book and like a little feather quill.
And maybe though it may be imperceptible to those who do not have the connection to nature that Aziz does. But the moment you absorb the heart of Happy Tree into yourself, there's a stillness that falls over the town. And I think that everyone else in the town, even if they don't know why, there might be like a sudden silence that falls upon the town. Brief and yeah.
Yeah, I might actually take note of that. So, not that it's that much of a problem. Happy Tree doesn't really feel the same without its spirit. Why is it coming along with us?
Because in the Deadlands, my magics won't work without Happy Tree's help.
Huh.
And without my magics, I can't perform the ritual.
So you need Happy Tree's
That seems
spirit.
good.
Okay. Just feels like a ghost town now. Will it go back?
It's definitely that too quiet feel, but I mean, life will return. Might not be the same, but it will return.
The funny thing about life is it always has a way of finding its way back, doesn't
Yes, it does.
it? Gross sobbing in the corner.
Jeff Goldblum comes in a black turtleneck.
The elves, they each one will approach you individually, Izzy's, and offer you their hand, and they will say a prayer over you before they leave the room. And they are typically stoic and without passion of any sort. However, you can see that each one sheds a single tear.
One single tear each.
Quick, collect them in a vial. I bet those are great spell components.
Probably.
Elf tears.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Well, we need to say goodbye before we go. I need to see to Natalie and the friends we made along the way.
Yes, friends we made along the way.
Ooh.
Oh,
Out of character too soon. So sorry. Yeah.
Oh, it's a good moment.
Harrison kind of like even winces, like, yeah.
Tyrion's going to go pay a quick visit to Lucidia, well,
Ooh.
as he's not feeling super social at the moment.
Absolutely. So Tyrion will go see Lucidia. Harrison, who will you go see?
Mr. Steal Your Girl. I'm gonna go see. Well, I want to see multiple people, but first and foremost, Natalie.
Okay. Aziz, do you have anybody you need to see before you leave?
I was actually gonna go see Nana and Fala.
Okay.
Damn you.
And Harold?
oh no, I'm definitely going to go see Natalie now. No,
What?
kidding. Kidding. No, I'll take some time, but I'll go see the city after Tyrion is
Okay.
has
We'll,
his moments.
we'll be passing in the doorway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, just gonna take 5 minute breather.
Doing his calisthenics and oiling his body, all that, the important stuff.
Yeah. How else do you prep for battle?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta be
Battle.
oiled up.
Well, and Harold, you'll actually be delayed because someone will want to speak to you first.
Oh crap, my assistant.
But first, let's start with you guys will all go your separate ways. Harold, you'll be stopped by not your assistant, but Duncan.
I haven't done a chat in like 8 episodes.
He says, and he's still he's still injured. He's not looking so hot because he was the one he was the survivor of the attack that happened outside that lured you guys out away from the city, and he was the only survivor from that. He's still recovering, but he approaches you and he says, Harold, can I speak to you?
Well, of course.
He says, I know what you're doing. You're gonna go finish this, aren't you?
That is the only option.
I demand to be at your side for this.
Duncan, I understand why you feel that way. I do. But if you demand such a thing of me, you do understand that you have to promise and deliver on this. That you do not falter.
He says, I can promise that. I'm tired of sitting by and watching my friends die, knowing that I could have done something more to protect them. He says, I'm only what I am today because I met a lot of you. I owe you everything.
I'm whatever happens, if you see some way of saving someone by laying down your own life, I will respect that. However, the dead are not going to forgive you for laying down your own life. You have to live your life properly so that their death was worth it. I hope you understand that all the people who lay down their lives want us to live. That is the most important thing.
He says, that's exactly how I feel. I want you to live. I want Harrison to live, and Tyrion, and Aziz. I want to be able to do something.
I lay a hand on his shoulder and look him deep in the eye. You will follow us to the battlefield. If the others reject, I will stop them.
And you can see the tears brimming in his eyes, and he clasps his hand atop yours, the same one that's on his shoulder, and he says, "Thank you, Harold. Thank you. I will not let you down."
We may differ in ideology and pantheon, but what you wish to do falls so suitably into what I believe. I cannot deny you this.
And he looks he's a new man. His prior injuries seem to have no sway on him whatsoever, as he proudly strides away and goes to prepare.
Oh, this kid's gonna fucking die. God damn it.
And you continue to make your way to Lucidia. Tyrion.
What's Lucidia doing when I come in?
Lucidia is she's tending the altars. She's lighting incense, and she's saying prayers when you come in. There's a sense of urgency to this ritual, and you can tell she's by the trembling of her hand. There's she's doing this for you, and Harold and Harrison and Aziz.
Is this something that I can help with?
You almost shock her when you come in. She turns surprised, and she says, "Just Tyrion, I thought, when are you leaving?"
Very shortly. We are just making the rounds and checking in on people before we go.
She nods and she says, I suppose Harold will be by soon, won't he?
I expect so. I believe he gave me a head start, because what I'm doing probably can be interrupted, and what he's going to do probably shouldn't be.
She gives you a wry smile and she says, "You wish to pray?"
I do, but also just to talk briefly. I'm sure you felt that just now.
The stillness.
Yes.
She says, "I felt it.
The spirit of...
Something moved in me like a friend that is about to go, that is left for a journey?
That would be the happy tree itself. It is with Aziz now. It is the only way that we can complete the ritual and save the world. So, it is no longer going to be as safe here. Many of the things we took for granted will not be so, but people will listen to you. Those who are left behind may need to be guided away. Although, since Harold now controls the orcs, it sounds as if the biggest threat has been uh, nullified. Though I don't know that I trust Gaspard and Vlad and the others up north to uphold their end of the bargain if you look vulnerable.
It is true. If Happy Tree can no longer defend us, we may need defense. It is still safer for us here. Is he leaving the orcs to defend us?
I do not know what his plan is,
I'll talk to him.
but leaving you some strength would not be untoward. I just came to tell you that I don't think I'll be returning from this. And I think that is right.
Tyrion, stop.
But I will do everything I can to ensure that Harold returns. If I come back, I'll be thrust into the politics of the church and the politics of this land. If Harold comes back, he will come back in force, and he will sweep those that have been plaguing us off the board once and for all.
That sounds fine, but Tyrion, the gods will do what they will do, and our fates will be what they demand.
Yes.
But don't go sacrificing yourself
Only if it's necessary, but
out of guilt or because you think that for some reason it balances the scales for Hera.
failed her. I believed so hard in what I was doing and that it was right, and she's dead because of me.
She says that's true, but this is not the way. And you know that.
And Janrik has given me the power to undo that event. But if I undo that event selfishly, then I doom so many others. It was a lesson in humility. She had to pay the price for my hubris, and now I will do whatever it takes to make sure no one else does.
If she paid the price, if you truly feel that way, then keep the lesson close. And like I said, don't go sacrificing yourself just because you think it will balance the scales.
We've come a long way, haven't we? I remember a day when you would have rejoiced for me to sacrifice myself, and now here you are trying to stop me.
She says we have come a long way. And I believe the gods intend to take us further.
Let us hope that you are right. And I'll look over my shoulder and see Harold in the doorway.
Yes.
Right on cue. Well done, my friend.
Yes. I have one thing that I need to say. Our little youngling will have to follow us into the heat of battle. I feel like his spirit might...
Duncan,
yes.
Mm.
He approached me specifically and asked for, I suppose, my permission to come along. And I feel like I can't deny him that.
Damn. I was just on my way to convince him that his bow was better used here, protecting those we are leaving behind, so we don't leave them undefended again.
On that note, Lucidia says, Harold.
Yes?
Happy Tree is leaving us. The spirit of Happy Tree is.
Yes.
That may leave us defenseless against others that would seek to plunder Happy Tree.
I know. I feel I'll leave the shaman here with the Orc army. They will be outside of the city, acting as a second wall. Since the citizens do not trust them, and I don't trust them either, as of yet. I feel like that should be enough.
She nods and she says, thank you. Thank you, Harold.
Don't worry. But everyone should be ready to run in case something comes and the orcs are being slaughtered.
We'll make preparations.
Good.
And she will Tyrion, she'll give you kind of the thank you for coming by to see me, and to the gods have your faith.
I'll just nod and clap Harold on the shoulder as I leave the room.
All right. And did you have anything you need specifically to say, Harold, to Lucidia?
No, I think he just wants to spend time with her.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
We'll
and
get him when the time is right.
well, she'll take your hand, and she'll take you away from the altars and into her living quarters. And as that transition happens, let's go see Aziz.
Yeah, I'm first going to find Nana. And basically friendly chit chat, but the main thing is that the book that the ritual came out of,
Yeah.
or the remainder of the book after I destroyed the ritual stupidly, I'm gonna give that back to her.
Okay.
Because I believe the danger is past. There's not enough time for it to be recovered to be useful to them. So I know she was quite interested in a lot of the stuff that was in it.
Absolutely. She's going to say, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I don't care what they say about your weird eyes. I've always been fond of you.
I appreciate that, Nana. I've been fond of you as well.
Well, don't be too fond. You know I'm promised to someone already. She'll point to a poster of Harold she has on the wall.
Just one?
Well, one of the decent ones.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you a long, happy life and many fat children.
And you'll get a little blush out of her, and she'll say, and she'll go to put the book with her things.
Take care of yourself, Nana. We're about to head out.
You too. I can't wait to see you when you get back. You'll have quite a tale to tell.
Yes, it'll definitely be quite a tale. And then I'm going to go off to find Fala.
Fala is she's got kind of like a little hovel arranged for her. She's got like a blanket on the ground, and she's actually treating some people, some of those injured in the battle. She's combining herbs and other things that have medicinal properties, and she's tending to people. When she sees you approach, this smile will cross her face, and she'll wave you over to someone that she's attending.
And I'll lend a hand.
Ah, thank you. You know, I could use another set of hands around here.
Oh, I'm sure you could. But I am about to head out. But I wanted to thank you for all your help with the language and your many um, times you've assisted us. And I'm actually going to give her the Elven Book of Herbs and Recipes. And some of the seeds for that elven grass that we collected to make the elven bread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her the book that's got that bookmarked, that recipe bookmarked, and the seeds. And I hope this is helpful to you and your people.
She says, "What is this? A gift?"
It is a gift. It is.
Why?
It is a sign of appreciation.
She says, "Why are you speaking to me as if we will never see each other again?"
Because we go into the great battle to save the world, and nothing is certain.
There have been many battles, and yet you never bring gifts like these. Never speak with such a final tone in your voice.
Well, this will be my final battle.
You see tears welling up in her eyes, and she says, "Must it be so?"
For the sake of the world, yes.
She says, "I have lived a long time. I'm familiar with such things." She says, "The human tongue cannot express the joy it has given me to know you." And she says, "But this may." And she will sing you a song in Elvish.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm trying my hardest to memorize it.
And when she's done, there's actually like a crowd, like people have gathered to hear her sing, drawn by her singing, and she reaches into her pack and she says, "And I have a gift for you."
Really?
And she will pull out a book that she has, and she'll flip through its pages, and you can see that in between the pages are pressed flowers. And there is she stops on a particular page, and she pulls out a particular flower, and it is this beautiful purple gold flower, and she says, "This is said to bring luck. I hope it does for you."
I will carefully take it and hold it between something. I don't think I have another book, so I'm going to have to figure something out. Well, thank you very much.
And she says, and she'll nod and she'll say, "Do your friends know?"
Harold knows.
"Then I will keep your secret."
Thank you. With luck, I'll see you around. Just maybe not with the same eyes.
She nods, and she lets you go.
Alrighty. And I am not really feeling social anymore, so I'm kind of just wandering about.
Harrison.
It's going to be a summer visit because I don't know what the future may bring, but I would like to locate Natalie.
Okay. She's also helping with the relief effort. She's having she's just kind of helping people out here and there. If people are being treated, she's like fetching water and trying to divvy up food, and she's just trying to help out as much as she can.
Yeah, if I can, maybe I'll kind of like squeeze in and kind of help her carry like some extra food or like an extra pail or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, that's heavy for me.
She'll welcome you. She'll welcome you with a warm smile and bright eyes.
If we have a moment, after we deliver this, of course, I'll smile at her.
And she says, "Yeah, of course."
Yeah, so we'll help attend to whoever needs to be tended to with this water and or food. And then kind of take her hand and take her to a more private place. Natalie, I have to go. This needs to get finished, and I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about it.
What do you mean?
Happy Tree going into Aziz and the stillness that follows here, with everything tragic that just happened. The air is just filled with dread. But I need to go. Me, Tyrion, Harold, Aziz, we're going to finish this, so this won't happen again, and nobody else will die or get hurt. Not by these means, of course.
She gives a little laugh and she says, "Harrison, people are always going to die and get hurt.
I know they're going to die and get hurt, but this could have been prevented."
And she's going to. Are you wearing a hat or are you?
Sure, why not?
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's
I like
just
a little feather in my cap, like for extra flair. It's the big final battle. Of course, I'm accessorized.
She's just going to like straighten your cap and straighten your feather and sort of sort of absent-mindedly, kind of like when she's you can tell she's not like she's trying to figure out what to say next, and so she's just kind of adjusting your clothing and whatnot, and she says when can I expect you back?
It just depends. I can get us there relatively easy. I have my spell ready. I'll teleport in and out, but I don't know if there's an anti-zone of magic. What this will bring, Natalie, and I think that's what scared me. I wanted to let you know. I wanted to be upfront with you about this. And I usually am not one with being upfront. I kind of stretch the truth a little bit. So I won't lie when I say I don't know.
She nods and she says, well, I expect you back soon.
I don't... Okay. I will try to be back. Shortly.
She says, Harrison.
Soon.
I expect you back.
I'm going to be back soon. Please.
She says, you've had some luck with being a hero. But I'm serious. I want you to walk out of this alive.
I will be walking out of this alive. All of us will be. Why would we die? You think somebody's gonna die?
She says, there's just a real air about the group lately.
Oh, no. It's because the Herald thing, isn't it? Listen, I'm trying to atone for my sins. I have definitely learned from my mistakes. It's not going to happen again. I promise you that. I promise the group that. You know what? When I get back, I'm promising that. Nobody's gonna die.
She says, there we go. That's what I wanted to hear.
Exactly. No. And I'm gonna give her a kiss, and then I'm gonna Tyrion! Aziz, Harold, we need to have a meeting! Like, just through the town.
And you all hear the call of Harrison. Eventually, Harold, you'll have at that point you'll have as much time as you want to spend with Lucidia, but at some point you will hear Harrison ripping through the town, calling out for the group.
Leave it to Harrison to fuck up round 2. All right, let's go.
And pop out from between the covers. Hey.
No.
Literally
No,
blocking.
don't put me back down there.
It's all swampy.
I can't breathe. The tattoos are on your dick too? Wow.
Where else would it be? Not going.
But yeah, I'm like standing atop a bunch of like ramshackle boxes.
We'll mosey on over.
Yeah, I'll make my way. I'm not hurrying because we know Harrison's different tones of voice by now, and this is I want something, not please help, I'm in danger.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop by, get a drink on the way, maybe some food.
Yeah, your electrolytes have to be really low.
Yeah.
Duncan is the first to arrive.
Duncan, glad to see you. What are you doing here?
He says, "I'm ready."
I'm confused. I don't think I said your name. I could be wrong, but let me look over my notes here. Yeah. No, you're not coming. What are you talking about?
And he looks you squarely in the eye and he says, "I am coming. I must."
Okay, maybe I need to clean my ears out. Surely you missed a word in there. Perhaps the word not.
The others can start arriving now too.
Hey everybody. Real quick before I continue. Who invited Duncan? No offense, Duncan. I love you, but this is who invited him.
I believe he invited himself.
Duncan, you can't invite yourself to final battles like this. This is throwing a wrench in our plan. Where are we going to put you? More importantly, if I'm going to be the front and center and the best looking, you can't be standing next to me. There's a certain way things and heights and
I can kneel.
You could, but then that would put you at a disadvantage. Listen, anyway, we have a plan, and you're not a part of it.
He's gonna turn to. Oh, go ahead.
My understanding is that Harold has promised him he can come. My hands are tied.
I'm sorry. You didn't go through the democracy. You just took it upon yourself. You took it upon yourself to.
I don't know what this democracy is, but
Democracy is where everybody sits in a circle and says, okay, what do we want to have for dinner tonight? And somebody says, spaghetti, raise your hand. And then people that want spaghetti will raise their hand. If they don't want spaghetti, they want tuna fish. And if you want tuna fish, you raise your hand. That's a vote.
That sounds horrible.
My vote is
I'm not
no.
taking a young man's ambitions to a vote.
Ambitions? This is more than ambitions. This is a death sentence. But it won't be. You know what? Duncan, you're coming. That's right. I've had a change of heart. I hop back up on the boxes. We are making out of this alive. I never doubted it before, and I won't doubt it now. I let somebody down close to me once before, and it won't happen again. I promise you that.
So it's not a death sentence anymore?
No, it's not a death sentence. It might be for Duncan, but it's a learning experience instead. Am I right, Duncan? Learning experience. Let me hear you say it.
Learning experience.
Exactly. And everybody else, we have our plan. We're going to go in here prepared as best as we can be. And we'll make it out all right. I mean, look at it. Aziz has cool happy tree spirit powers now. I mean, that's gotta help us out, right?
Damn straight.
Exactly. And I'm like Harrison's like super pumped. And Tyrion, you know, he's got Janric on his side, the Golden Eyes, right?
Duncan's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. He's a disciple of Janric too. And then Harold, you have the old gods on your side, and they say it's not your time, and I doubt it's your time anytime soon. Am I right?
Well, on that,
What are you talking about?
the old gods haven't spoken to me in quite a while. Honestly.
Have you taken some time to meditate?
I've cleared my mind, but meditation is not the right word.
Sorry. Did you clear your mind and speak to them? When was the last time you did that? We've been busy.
I think you did talk to your ancestors not too long ago.
It was a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
But sure enough, I'm hopeful and hoping to hear that they expect great things of you and nothing will happen soon, right? Right?
I don't think anything will happen to me.
Yes, that's great. I'd love to hear it. Wait, what does that mean?
What?
What are you getting at? I told you to stop with this the pessimistic behavior of yours. You're gonna bring Duncan down. He's malleable, easily influenced. Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, give it to me in your native tongue. What would be a hell yeah in your native tongue? That's great. Let's get this show on the road, boys.
You hear
What
someone
in
clearing their
is
throat.
that?
Clearing their throat behind Harold.
Oh, who else? Hello?
War Chief.
Oh.
Yes! I turn around and face him.
The shaman nods graciously and says, your soldiers await their orders.
Right. You can give him the message. I want him to form a wall around the city. The city is most likely going to be attacked while we're out and away.
We were under the assumption that you would be leading us into glorious battle.
Yes, but they haven't exactly rebuilt anything, so I'm kind of pissed off with them. So it's either I kill 50 of them or they stand there out being a wall, right?
I understand your anger, War Chief. However, they are creatures of blood and guts and glory. This does not necessarily befit those drives.
Towards his weapon. Stand back, Tyrion. I think he's about to start with the shaman.
Well, it's about compensation. If they'd done the task I wanted, they would have come along. I would have fulfilled that desire of war and bloodshed. But if they can't do that, then they'll stand idly by and hopefully something will attack us and they can kill something.
And he will say, yes, War Chief.
And perhaps, Harold, if they follow this order, there will be greater war once we are done here for you to lead them to.
Look over the shoulder like, thank you, Tyrion.
Well, in another continent.
Yes, you can tell them if Happy Tree stands while I'm back, I'll take them to the other continent. And I'll let them ravage all of our enemies. And there are plenty more than on this continent.
He says, if I may speak my mind, War Chief.
Oh, here we go. Go on.
I understand that our traditional ways are not necessarily your own. However, I believe that if you were to come back with a great boon, it would boost the morale of our soldiers. If you
Well,
could perhaps attain what even Plumcrush could not, the true blade of flame.
that is one of our goals. We want Plumcrush's head, the Lich's head, and the sword of flame.
As your advisor, I feel obligated to tell you that the reason Plumcrush could not attain the sword is that it is protected by a malevolent spirit.
Outside of the Lich?
He nods.
I turn around to the group. Do we know this? First I heard here was.
Nope, we assumed it was because he wasn't worthy.
Yeah.
I feel like perhaps Aziz and I may assist you, War Chief, in dealing with malevolent spirits.
You can see Harold kind of like shaking a bit when you say warchief to him. Like, that doesn't seem right.
Neither Plumcrush nor Tum-Tum dared take the blade, for fear of this spirit.
Yes, well, we are not Plumcrush or Tum-Tum.
He gives you a curt nod. You can tell that he does not like talking to you. He gives Harold like the utmost respect, but talking to you, Tyrion, is kind of like, there's like this sort of repulsed look on his face a little bit. Like he's just not like,
Oh yeah,
he's tolerating you because you're in good with the war chief.
that's why I'm intentionally interacting with him, to just piss him off. It's also why I'm calling Harold War Chief, to make it seem like we're the same.
And yeah, and so he will tell you that.
We'll bring something back to boost morale, absolutely, and I can give them the promise of war.
Then I will tell them that we are to protect your territory while you are out attaining this great symbol of power.
Yes, do so post haste.
And he will ride away on the wind.
Sorry about all that War Chief stuff, but I feel like it was getting under his skin, so I wanted to play it up.
I understand it, but if you could, never do it again.
Fair enough.
Harrison, that is a
Yes.
mighty fine feather in your cap.
Why, thank you. I've just recently acquired it with my hard-earned money. And to think just a couple, months ago I was struggling with just one coin. Right, Duncan? And I'll smack him on the back playfully.
Yeah, and he'll give a wide grin.
Aid?
By the way, where's that coin?
He digs around under the collar of his shirt, and he pulls it out on a string.
Oh, Lord, you're so adorable. Keep it. Just, you are indebted to me, therefore you may not die. Understood?
He says, as long as it's the same with you.
Of course. But yeah, I've accessorized a little bit. Would you guys like to check out my new wardrobe before we go? Accessorize yourselves. I'm sure I have something happening.
We don't have half a day to go through your wardrobe, Harrison.
It's not gonna take half a day. I actually donated a couple things to the cause. I've been changing.
As someone walks around,
I just
like
want to see
somebody,
orcs in fucking bard aesthetics.
somebody
Yeah.
walks by in the background with like a fancy fancy
Like
set
super sequins, like
There's an orc wearing just a loincloth and a fancy sash.
and a feather boa.
a cod piece.
Honestly, Harrison, I'd be much more interested in you taking a look in your books and seeing if you can find anything about malevolent spirits protecting ancient blades.
Well, yeah, sure. I'm the one that told you about the ancient blade, so I suppose I could
Perhaps
look
you know
through my
the
books.
spirit.
Would you like to spout lore?
Yes.
Can I try to aid?
I think I have a bag of books. Let me see. That does something.
It gives you a plus
It gives
one,
me
maybe?
it gives me a +1 to my roll. Yeah. So let's see how I roll first. Oh my god, it's been so long.
First
with the
roll,
book.
come on.
Okay, don't rush me. I'm scared.
Hey!
And that was without the bag of books. Hey, hey, hey. So you, the GM, will tell me something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation.
Yeah, sure. So this will be kind of big picture thinking. So malevolent spirit, specifically in association with the blade, right? So when you consult your knowledge, you're going to stuff's going to start clicking into place for you. You think that if there was a malevolent spirit guarding the blade, then it may be the spirit of the very person who the blade is run through, being pinned to the tree, which may be the very person who wielded the blade last.
Oh my god. Yeah, so like as I'm reading the story and I'm thinking about who fell last, I'm like I'm just gonna like be like, mm, so here's my theory. I will close the book and like snap it shut. Okay, so you all know the story about Xander the Gargantuan, correct? Fearsome, merciful paladin,
Yes.
Yes.
taught by my master to wield the blade with flames,
Mm-hmm.
fell in battle with the ancient lich in this forest. I think the spirit might be corrupted, and I think it might be Xander the Gargantuan.
What if it's only malevolent to the orcs?
That's what I was thinking.
No, till we get there, I guess.
I mean, it might
Well,
once again come down to the worthiness issue. If we are to take up the blade against them,
Are you
maybe it's
saying
an ally.
he's going to want to maybe take on one of us? Prove worth in
No.
battle?
Possibly.
Oh no.
I'm so
Who's the
fucking
worthiest
ready.
in battle?
You don't understand. This is Xander the Gargantuan. This has been like centuries old songs. Before me, of course.
Well, then you know him the best.
I know him the best.
Perhaps we just need to commune with him and to discuss and let him know that we are here to avenge him and those who have fallen since he died.
And destroy both the lich, and Tum Tum.
I just hope it reaches through. Imagine being trapped here by the person who killed you and not being tormented into insanity and anger and hatred. We'll just be cautious, please.
Janrik is the god of the downtrodden and forgotten, and one of our tenants is proving worth in combat. So
He was a paladin. I'm not sure of whose god he spoke with, but it could come in use.
Perhaps I can commune with him and, if nothing else, endure what he dishes out while we find out.
All right.
And while you were looking through your books, I took your hat
I
and
was
I've added another feather to it,
okay, yeah, and I don't even notice. I'm
and then
so
I
in my
put it
book.
back on your head.
Scratch, 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 scratch.
An ostrich feather, perhaps?
A hippogriff feather.
A hippogriff feather.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Scratch, scratch, scratch.
and this thing Gucci now.
Yeah. This is Versace.
That was the name of the hippogriff.
Versace.
The hippogriff, yes.
All right, so would you guys like to teleport there, or would you guys like to trek there? That'll all depend on how I prep my spells. How long is travel from Happy Tree to there, I guess?
Um,
1 day per hex, was it? Or was it more than that?
yeah, it's quite a distance away. Yeah, it's 1 day per hex.
So, and
1, 2, 3,
on,
4-ish.
on that map, is the arrow that says here pointing to which hex we're trying to go to?
That's
Well-
the sword.
Yes. I know it's the same sword. I just didn't know if it was also like pointing to say here, or if here just meant the forest.
Well, and so the way we'll timeline this is that if you guys choose to trek there, we'll use the perilous journey move, and then if you guys decide to teleport there, you can just teleport there. Either way, you will arrive as the ritual begins or is about to happen.
I say perilous journey. That sounds fun.
Okay. If we perilous journey, I can throw a word of recall here and then learn different spells by the time we get here. By the time we get there.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, that means I can change some of my spells too.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna change some of my spells too. Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Shut up. All right, good.
All right, so I'll do our word of recall. So that if we're all touching and I say it, we can get back to Happy Tree.
Sounds good.
Sounds delightful. What's the word?
I'll ask Harrison to come up with something whimsical that it's not likely that we will say during normal conversation.
You ready for this? First thing that came to my mind. No joke, Tyrion. Gumdrops.
Very well. That is our word of recall. That will
Just say
return.
that every 10 minutes.
I do not say that every 10 minutes.
So perilous journey.
Yeah, how does that work?
So when you travel through hostile territory, one member of the party will act as a trailblazer, one will act as a scout, and one will act as a quartermaster. And then each of you will make a wisdom roll, a plus wisdom roll, and then there's outcomes for that depending on what you roll.
I can do quartermaster or scout because I have pretty good wisdom. Which one do you want, Aziz?
Reduce Trailblazer reduces the amount of time. So that's probably what I'll be doing.
All right.
finding us the path.
I'll go for scout.
Okay.
And so we need a quartermaster still.
What's your wisdom?
What's your wisdom?
What's your wisdom?
What's yours?
+1.
Aha! Minus. No, a 0.
Ah, fuck. So it leaves it to me to be the quartermaster then. Damn it. I want
You're
to
in
eat all
charge-
the food.
Harrison, you're in charge of snacks.
Okay, yes, snacks. Duncan, help me out here.
He goes into the local 7-Eleven. He comes down with like chips.
I don't like the kale chips, but I do like the jerky. Oh,
All right.
y'all nasty.
All right. So your journey will be safe. No one will get the drop on you.
Alright, go ahead, Z's. Take it.
Okay. The journey takes
no shortcut.
the journey takes as long as expected.
Oh, I don't want to look. Okay, not bad.
All right. The normal amount of rations are consumed.
Yay!
Now, for a little flavor, what you will see during your journey is, especially the scout, you're going to see. So the woods that you guys traverse will be crawling with the undead, skeletons, zombies, ghouls. Pretty much all of which you either avoid or dispatch very quickly. We can do like a montage of you guys like traversing this this evil forest, and you know, like sneaking past skeletons and maybe like assassinating like a ghoul or something like that. Whatever cool moments you guys want to have, if you guys want to throw anything in there.
I would think, considering this is a several day journey, that we kind of start getting creative with the way we dispatch like skeletons and ghouls. You know, it's just like we just become used to them now. So now we're like setting up stupid traps and, you know, kneeling behind one of them while another one pushes them over, you know, that kind of thing.
Throwing rocks at their heads and then hiding behind the tree and giggling like.
Yeah.
After the first day, I start just memorizing consume on life and just touching undead and destroying them and healing people with their energy.
I take one of the skulls and like go bowling with it.
Finger of beep.
But the other thing you're gonna see is some of these undead don't appear to have been dead for too long, and some of them are still wearing the remnants of their uniforms, their uniforms, which look distinctly like those that follow Gaspard.
Oh, Gaspard's men. I expected to see some of Stefan's men here as well.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely see some Stefan's men,
Interesting.
but they look older and grosser.
Yeah. So
Ew!
Gaspard recently tried to make a move himself, which is possibly why he had the deal with us. Because if he could have succeeded, then he would have just dispatched us on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And so you guys will day whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so on day 4 or 5, you will see atop a hill that sort of towers over the treetops, the dead treetops. You'll see the sort of jutting, jagged edges of a crumbling structure that must have been in its heyday must have been a great and imposing thing, but now is like the dead earth around it is crumbling into obscurity. Still, you can see its the remnants of its towers peeking at you over the trees. This is where you must go. As you approach, you see that there is surprisingly a lot less of the undead concentrated around here, and soon enough you can see why. Also towering above the treetops, the heads of giants, and you hear their loud footfalls as they patrol around this forgotten temple.
Have we seen any orcs yet?
You have not seen any orcs.
How many giants were there?
There were 3 outside the structure that you could see.
And how tall are these giants?
They're pretty tall, probably like 20 to 25 feet.
Are they like? Does it seem like they're keeping like watch, or does it seem like they're just kind of wandering aimlessly?
They are alert and alive. Seems as though they are keeping watch. They are kind of meandering, but they're definitely alert.
Do we think we could trip one of them and make him fall on the tower?
I think the tower probably towers even above them because it's up on like sort of an upraised hill.
Fair enough.
So what do you propose we do about this, guys? Our orc friend left out the part about the fucking giants. How
So-
kind.
Should we try to lure them off?
Sounds like you may be discerning realities.
Yeah, I might.
Well,
I suppose that's true. That is the kind of thing I like to do, so.
When the realities are discerned,
Damn. Can we please keep rolls like this?
Tell
Please.
me everything. No.
Yeah, you get 3 questions.
I mean, obviously, first one I feel it should be, what should I be on the lookout for, right, guys?
yep.
if John just says giants, I'm gonna flip.
What should I be on the lookout for? I've set you up so that he can flip out. Just
You should be on the lookout for Tum Tum wherever Tum Tum is lurking.
What here is not what it appears to be?
The giants meandering. They're not armed and they don't look like they cast spells.
What do you think we should go for? What is useful or valuable? What is about to happen? I feel like we know who's really in control.
Useful or valuable for sure.
All right. What is useful or valuable to us?
There are many gaps in the crumbling wall of the ruins here. It could be possible to forgo the front entrance and be able to sneak in another way, out of sight of the giants.
All right. I will, of course, share with my compatriots that it looks like stealth may be our best move here.
I believe so. While I'm sure the giants are on guard, I'm sure their usefulness inside the tower would be greatly limited.
Aziz, you can turn into the elements, correct?
Of a sort, yes.
What if you turn into something that looks like a large rock and we just hide basically underneath you or at your abdomen? You slowly make our way over there.
That is totally doable. Yes.
When Harold says the exact Harold thing.
Hey, wasn't
love
that
it.
rock over there a minute ago?
I love it.
Yeah.
Of course not. Rocks don't move. What are you, stupid? Yes, I'm a giant.
Hey, I can have good ideas sometimes, you know?
So yeah, form of a rock pile.
All right. Is that something you? That's your shapeshift thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll for it, even though
Yeah,
you
the
know.
hold of a rock. What are the moves of a rock, if I may ask?
Boulder.
We hadn't gotten that far yet.
The boulder is
But
conflicted.
I'm sure they would consist of smashing, probably some damage resistance.
Yeah, this sounds good. I like where this is going.
And in worst case scenarios, I can throw you at the giants.
Damage. Smashing.
Yeah,
Which would be cool because I could imagine like if the rocks were to, like explode, like like to actually like break when you threw them at the giants, it would just like all the pebbles would like come back together and reform as a Z's. Oh, that'd be so fucking cool.
I'm thinking, I shock the rock explodes, and he just comes out of the rock, like from the middle of it.
Like a fucking Easter egg.
Yep. It's like a Kinder Egg. The surprise is Aziz.
If he turns into molten rock, he can have the moves like magma.
The moves like magma. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but that would probably be more noticeable. All right, so I've got 4 hold.
Right.
Hold.
Hold.
There we go.
Why is the game paused? What's happening?
John is doing something.
To unveil a bunch of monsters all of a sudden on
I'm
us.
panicked.
Yeah, so here's 10 beholders, like 5 ancient dragons.
And they're all resistant to everything.
They're all resistant to rocks.
Okay.
So okay, so you wanna sneak across this way. Let's I think this would probably be some kind of defy danger with aid. So maybe we can choose one person to roll it, and then they get aid from the situation. So like a +1. I'll give it a +2 because I feel like they should also benefit from the rock.
Yeah, I mean, what are we rolling? I guess dexterity, technically?
Yeah, it'd be kind of sneaky, so maybe dexterity.
So, not me. I'm not rolling this.
+1.
+0. Can anybody beat the +1 dexterity?
Nope.
Oof.
Yeah, I've got a +1 as well.
All right, Harrison.
I'm the cover, so
Yeah,
No.
you're giving the +2 for being a pile of rocks.
Alright, so it's dex +2.
+3 if you have a +1.
Plus
Yeah.
3 if I have a +1, so I don't need it.
Woo.
I'm
I
the
don't-
sneakiest motherfucker. I've quickly changed into one of my many other outfits. It's my sneaky fit.
Sneaky fit.
My sneaky fit.
What are those shoes, Harrison? I've never seen anything quite like them before.
Yeah, you can't hear my footsteps, can you?
I can't even see Harrison right now.
I'm right next to you, buddy.
Oh, fuck.
You're like, I can't even hear him. Buddy, I'm right here.
I'm so
Buddy.
glad I can't even hear him.
Buddy.
Familiar with boots, but what do you call these shoes?
I call them the tiptoers.
They're called sneakers.
Frowny face.
I love that I set that joke up for Harrison perfectly, and Harrison went a different way.
Yep.
The tiptoers.
Perhaps
but of
it'll
course,
pick
when
up.
you said tiptoers, I imagined heels.
Stilettos, baby.
Stilettos. Yeah, Harrison can move quietly, but Harrison isn't good at blending, so.
Yeah, the earth and neutral tones aren't really my color.
So the sneaking is a success. You guys are able to make it across the gap between the tree line and the crumbling temple, and there's probably like a moment where like one of the giants kind of like turns and starts walking back towards you, and you guys have to like huddle under the rock, and maybe he even comes down and like sits on it for a moment, and then like and then just like kind of like picks his nose, and then gets back up and starts walking again.
Ow, my back.
But you guys will reach one of the crevices or one of the openings in the temple wall here.
I imagine I'm leading, so I would like to be extra cautious.
Okay.
I'm only leading because I'm the sneaky tiptoer.
And Duncan is right behind you.
Yep.
So if you peer through this opening, or if you move through it, you can see that there is it's probably involved a little bit of climbing as well, and like up into up the hill into the through the wall, and you're going to come out into this plaza area, which is large and open. There were once statues standing here, but they have been they've crumbled into to where just probably just the plinths that they once stood on are the only thing left standing. The rest of the plaza is scattered with stone and twisted, gnarled, dead trees and plants.
I'm gonna shed a stony tear.
Do I see
couple
anything
pebbles.
else significant or noteworthy as of right now?
You see that directly across the plaza are a set of it looks like it's like a landing for some stone stairs, and they descend down into another area, and you can see that just sort of peeking over, visible from the plaza, you can see large standing stones, just the tips of these large standing stones, very much like the ritual space that you had seen before. You can see that there are two structures coming off the plaza as well on either side of the staircase. They have big open arched doorways that have no doors. Like it's just the arch. And yep.
So from what I remember from like my books and like the song that was written about Xander the Gargantuan, is there any specific location that would be noted somewhere, like where he fell? I know it's by a big tree, I think. I could be wrong though. I could have misremembered as well, so it might just be my oopsie, but I just remember there's something about where he fell.
I think you probably think that his body is the one that's pinned to the tree.
And that would be probably where the sword is then too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of other interesting stuff. While everybody else is kind of climbing and catching up, I'm gonna like turn to Duncan. I'm gonna be like, "There's a set of stairs. It's like a ritual space ahead. I'm not quite sure. Maybe the trees ahead somewhere too, but that's where the sword is. We need to be careful." This is where you say, "Yes, Harrison."
Duncan is right on board. He says, "Yes, Harrison."
Perfect.
Do we think the sword is down below or in one of the surrounding trees?
This tree stands out.
I believe the tree was in the center of the circle.
The tree is sort of in its own little courtyard, sort of its own little walled off courtyard.
Oh, okay. Well, let's find that courtyard.
Would you like to take the stairs or head towards the ritual space?
Well, the stairs lead down to the ritual space.
Oh, I thought it was two separate things. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Should we do a discern realities and see if we can notice if there's any other passages that we might not be seeing out of here to a different courtyard or something? Because I think
Well, there's the two archways.
Mm,
I don't believe we know where they go.
maybe we can catch a flicker of light out of one of them or something. Or is the
Maybe.
flaming sword not on fire right now?
I believe it was on fire.
I'm gonna try and discern then.
Okay.
Only
You get one
seven.
question.
I get one question. What here is useful or valuable? As we're staring into this courtyard with the archways and the stairs.
So I'm gonna say, as you are discerning your realities, perhaps you are sort of stepping out into the plaza here to get a closer look, maybe to peek through the arches here.
Sure.
And in doing so, you're going to see that one of the arches, if you peer in, looks to be a covered building with a or most of the roof seems to be intact, but it seems to be a temple hall of some sort, with a cracked, broken fountain at one end, and there is some. It looks mostly dark, and there seems to be some light filtering in. What light is allowed to pass here in this. Ever since you entered these woods, the skies have been darkened with gray clouds, and in the other arch, you are going to see the tree and the flaming blade, white hot with flame. Of course, it is impaling the suit of armor and the tree itself.
Should we make for the tree then? And see if we can get the sword before we descend?
Yep.
The other thing you're going to hear is the low chanting that is coming down from down the steps and in the ritual space.
Should you go disrupt the ritual? The three of you go disrupt the ritual while I try to get the sword.
The only issue is, how do we know which one of us is worthy?
I think we should get the sword first.
All right.
Because that's going to be a team effort.
Let's not spend too much time on it, though, because I don't want us to miss the ritual. Yes, Harrison.
Oh, sorry, there was a T for timeout real quick.
Oh, timeout, game timeout?
Yeah, he's on call. He's just making sure that he doesn't
Gotcha.
have to step aside real quick and take care of that.
Sure. Been there.
Now for an intermission break.
Bum,
Bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum, bum.
We go stop the ritual. We send the 16-year-old to get the legendary blade.
This could be your character. Pay us $399.99 and we can insert your character into our game.
A month. Don't forget that. A month.
Oh no, a day. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Or like the new Tinder swindler.
You're
The
swindler.
D&D swindlers.
The D&D swindlers. Oh god. I'm craving chocolate. Oh, like lately I've been I don't know Eddie if you know, or Brian if you know, have you had Talenti gelato? I like ice
Oh
cream.
my gosh, yes. They just had a buy two get two free before we went on vacation.
Oh, dude, if I
So I
had
got
known.
4 flavors.
I'm big on, well, I really used to like the cookies and cream flavor,
Yeah,
but the double dark chocolate, oh my god.
the espresso one is good too.
That's John's fave. He loves the espresso. I'm not big on like coffee flavors, but the double dark chocolate, my god.
And I like their mint too.
I haven't had their mint. I should try it though. They have so
Goodness.
many interesting flavors.
Yeah, I've had the pistachio one.
Oh, really? Oh my god, I
Yeah,
love Talenti. It's so dangerously good.
yeah. To be fair, almost all gelato is really dangerous.
Oh, I love gelato so much. We actually have one in a city near us. It's like a little gelato shop. John and I went there like once. I can't remember why we were. I think we were just there for something for like court or something. There was something. Oh, our marriage license. And there was this little gelato shop,
You
and
know,
we went in there.
something.
I don't like to go into that city, but we were at the court to get our marriage license, and he was like, "You want to stop and get some gelato?" I was like, "Well, I've never had it, but sure, I'll try it." And my God, then right then and there, I fell in love with gelato. I first fell in love with John all over again.
Has he brought you the gelato?
Uh, well, he was like, "Let's go in here." And it was a really cute little place. It was really quiet too. There weren't a lot of people in there.
The Josh on his return from Italy, he has strong opinions about gelato as well as anything else Italian.
Like hatred for it, or like it's the most best thing ever.
Oh no, he loves gelato, but now he's like, an expert on good gelato.
He's a snob.
Mm.
He's
Oh
a
my
snob
god.
about
Oh,
gelato.
at least it's better than him being a snob on pizza. Like
Oh
most people
God.
that come back from Italy.
Well, he is a snob on pasta. Pizza, he says,
Ah,
he's like pizza isn't really like it was born there, but there's only one town where it's really big in. Most of the time, you shouldn't be eating pizza because there's so many better things. He was a vegetarian when he went to Italy, and he had to stop because, like, as he put it, wild boar sauce on pasta is too good. So
Oh my God.
he also got really drunk for the first time ever.
Oh,
Uh,
how was that?
he and his boys went to Rome and partied a bit, and he wasn't hungover, but he says he's never doing that again. And I was like, yeah, till the next time.
Yeah, right. Oh
yeah.
my God.
Raise your hand if you were like, if you've been drinking and said, I'm never doing that again. Now raise your hand if you did it again.
Oh
Exactly.
yes.
But
Oh my
yeah,
God. My first ever hangover I had, it was like I didn't have a headache. I didn't feel nauseous. I just had full body aches like the flu. It sucked.
no, that is awful. I'm normally pretty good about like pacing myself, and when it's starting to get bad, I'll alternate water drink.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there was one night when we were gaming over at Scribe and Indigo's that Indigo kept like refilling my drink without me noticing and got me so hammered. And I crashed at their place, but I had a flight the next day. It is bad to be hungover on an airplane. That's all.
Ooh.
I had to fly to Kansas City of all places.
Oh
Mm.
my God.
When I finished second grade, as is tradition, I had a 7-day drinking week.
Sure.
The hangover afterwards, I couldn't move from my bed in 2 days.
Wait, okay. Sorry. Start that sentence over again for me.
Yeah, he said second grade.
Okay.
Oh, did I say second grade? No.
I was like, wait.
I was
Upper
like,
second, yeah,
And
getting them 8-year-olds hammered.
yeah,
he's like, as to be expected. It's like, is that expected?
upper secondary, goddammit.
Okay, secondary. Okay. What
Might
the
be,
fuck?
might be.
No, you're good. You said second grade.
It's 5
It
in the
made the
morning,
story
okay?
so much more interesting.
Yeah,
Trust me.
I was like, I've never heard this. Like,
No,
he's
no.
told me about like the other thing.
I didn't bat an eye. I was like, well, their culture is different than ours, so that's
That's what I was like. Second grade, though. What the fuck?
Yeah, they're European, whatever. Yeah,
Yeah. 8-year-olds.
8-year-olds getting hammered for a week. It's
8-year-olds,
tradition.
It's
8-year-olds
tradition.
going to Bender. It's like the 8th birthday thing in the Nordic countries. Didn't you know that?
I do now.
Van, we're going on a family trip, buddy. Trust me.
God, can you imagine a baby with a hangover? Jesus.
No.
Oh crap!
But how do you think they build up their tolerance? They start them when they're 8.
Yeah, this is second grade, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't drink whiskey by the time you're 10, you're a fucking loser.
All right, we should be good. I just had to respond to that. Most likely it will. They'll be like, yeah, just look at it tomorrow. But they may be like, I want you to look at this right now. So we'll see. Oh goodness, where did we leave off?
We were deciding whether or not to disrupt the ritual and the low chanting, or go for the sword. And I voted sword.
Okay. Yeah, and I will be starting a clock as well.
Uh-oh.
I changed my mind. Let's go to the ritual.
That's why I think split the party might be the right thing here.
Yeah, but
Don't you know, you never split the party.
What is
When
that?
have we ever listened to that philosophy?
the 3 of you might be required for the sword.
I wish we had some kind of telepathic communication.
Yeah, we're just gonna be yelling down the hallway. All right, we need Harrison now.
I have
Move.
telepathy.
Do you?
Yeah, it's a spell I have.
Do you want to set up some telepathy, and maybe Aziz can go downstairs in animal form, and kind of sneak in while the rest of us go check out the sword, and he can find out what needs to happen there?
Well, Aziz, would you like telepathy?
That'll work.
Alright, yeah, let's cast a spell.
Okay.
Bum 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 bum.
What the what?
Sorry, it's been so long.
That
Hell
yellow.
yeah, 10 plus. It's successfully cast, and you may cast the spell again later. And then I touch Aziz. You can hear my thoughts.
My thoughts.
Yep.
My thoughts.
I'm so sorry.
Aziz, defy danger with mental fortitude.
Yeah, I was about to say, what am I seeing? What am I hearing? Aziz, what am I hearing?
Me going through a list of animals that could sneak properly. I think I'm going for
Nothing.
spiders.
You know, frogs are pretty sneaky, and
Nothing in the deep recesses of your brain back there.
Not yet. Although there might be there might be me having a conversation in my head with Happy Tree.
You're about to say Happy Tree's probably like, yo, what's up? I'm like, oh, what? Alright, we'll go get the sword. You turn into something tiny.
We'll turn to a stone spider so I can blend in.
Ooh.
Okay. It's like a crab.
Yeah.
A hermit crab.
All right.
Woohoo! Complications.
On a miss, hold 1 in addition to whatever the GM says.
What?
I do have 4 hold.
you turn into a lobster instead of a spider.
Hmm.
Let me mark that XP.
Mark that XP, baby.
I'm gonna say that your emerald eye that you got from Happy Tree is going to glimmer and gleam noticeably.
Okay.
Shiny, sparkly.
All right, so close that eye and navigate with one eye.
Spiders don't have eyelids.
Shit.
Oof. And there's 4 emerald ones
Oh
And-
my
yeah,
and 4
god.
amethyst ones.
Yes.
Now, is it a half and half, or is it like a pattern?
Like a zigzag.
Can you make them change like one of those animated LED signs?
Oh my god.
Can you start your own rave is what we're asking.
All right.
Spider
But
rave.
since I pretty much had my back to everybody, I wouldn't know that. So I'm going to scurry on down.
Sure. So you scurry on down that way. The rest of you will go approach the tree.
Look for the sword.
Okay, yeah. The sword is visible. As soon as you step through the archway, you can see that the tree is in the center here. It's twisted and dead, sort of twisted in this like visible agony, and the blade is run through this this suit of armor, and stuck into the tree behind it, sort of pinning the armor up. The armor is kind of slumped over, and you can see now that you're seeing it. You can see that the in between the bits of armor that have fallen away, you can see white bone within the armor.
All right,
Can I
everybody.
make out? What's that?
I said, all right, everybody. Remember, malevolent spirit.
Can I make out like any sigil on or partial sigil on the armor so I can see if this is the fallen paladin who he was a paladin for?
Discern realities.
Let's do it. That left me a good discern.
Mark
Oh, no.
XP.
Hey, we're seeing a trend here. This is
This is on a +3 rolls. I'm seeing nothing.
Oh, actually, could I maybe aid with that? With my books or something? Like his religion knowledge with it, he'd be like, he's going through all the gods in his head, but me, like, I have like my actual book and be like, oh, like here it says, he was a paladin of yada yada.
Sure.
Aid, how does that work? It's moves, aid, or interfere, and it's plus how many bonds you
Bond.
have with the person.
And I have one with you, and you have one with me.
Okay, so 1 or 2, right?
It's a good question. Is it how many bonds total, or
Or just with the person?
Well, it's the bond. Yeah, so you have 1 bond with each other, or you have 2 bonds?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's just 1.
we each have a different bond?
Okay,
Yeah, bond with them.
I rolled it, but it hasn't come through yet.
The suspense.
Okay, let me just try it again then.
And then it'll come through twice, and we'll just take whichever one we like better.
Okay, yeah, it's like not working. Let me refresh.
Okay. Well, we can definitely hop over to Aziz real quick and see what Aziz is seeing. So you're going to start scaling the stairway down, or exactly what is your path down, Aziz?
I'm trying to stick as high as possible, so along the wall.
Okay. So you're going to look down. You're going to see that there are a number of cloaked figures standing around the circle. They have these tattered dark robes, and you can see immediately that the parts of their flesh that is exposed is black with decay. There is a
I was just playing around to see if
well, something's rolling.
the manual rolls seem like they're working, but the
Yeah,
thing seems like they're not.
Okay.
yeah. So I just manually rolled it. I got 8, but I guess it gives you a +1, so it gets it to a 7.
Okay. And we'll cut back to that in just a second.
When we come back, we can ask.
Yeah.
So you'll see in the midst of these chanting cloaked figures, you'll see one that stands among them in the center of the circle, in the center of the circle of stones, and this one seems to be shrouded by not just a tattered cloak, but with this sort of darkness itself. Which sort of obscures what you can see of the actual figure. There's sort of this wreath of darkness that hangs about it. Yeah, that's what you see.
All right. Would any of the figures be Tum Tum or?
They're all small stature, very humanoid looking. Like elvish or human or...
Right. Okay. I'll relay that information back.
Oh, to Harrison. Nice. So that information will be relayed. Harrison, you rolled an 8, so you aid Tyrion. Tyrion, you get 1 question.
And I think that unless anybody has objections, I feel like it should be what here is useful or valuable. Or should we go what here is not what it appears to be?
I think the useful or valuable, since you're looking to see what the god is for his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What here,
I
so,
agree.
all right. What here is useful or valuable?
His armor bears the sigil of Janrik.
What?
Yes. Get it on.
No fucking way. Cap. That's Cap. That's what I'm saying. That's Cap.
And Harrison, you received the message from Aziz.
We just found out that Xander the Gargantuan was a follower of Janrik.
So it should be quick and easy. Get her done.
Hopefully. What do you think I'm just squabbling with you mentally. What do you think we're trying to do? There's a malevolent spirit that can pop out at any time, anywhere, blah, 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 blah.
So I'm just gonna confidently, armed with this information, which I share, I'm gonna just walk into the circle and see if his spirit is angry or.
Hunt me, Dustin.
Duncan?
Duncan.
Dustin Duncan.
Duncan.
Dustin.
Dustin,
Trent.
we're the grown-ups. You stay back
Arwen.
with the kids.
Dylan.
His his bow and arrow are ready to fire at a moment's notice.
Does anything happen when Tyrion walks in the circle?
If you step forward, nope, nothing seems to happen.
And I'm gonna hold out my holy symbol.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk slowly and calmly toward the sword.
Okay. When you get within hand's reach of the blade,
I'm not reaching for it, by the way.
that's fine. When you get within the distance that you could reach up to it, the tree, which is sort of black with rot, the black rottedness of it is going to sort of seep out and form a shadow on the ground. The shadow will then move towards you and manifest as into a sort of wispy, cloudy shape in front of you. It says, "Who dare approach the blade?"
I am Tyrion, follower of Janrik, here to lay your soul to rest and avenge and protect this land.
Okay.
Lay me to rest.
You seem to be tormented. Are you guardian or spirit?
You are mistaken, brother.
Then I am glad to be.
I serve Janrik. No more.
And who do you serve now?
Death.
I understand Death is having a bit of trouble these days.
And the black shape will hover there. Sort of this mist will sort of hover there, silently.
Does it feel like it's undead to me?
Yeah, I would say so.
All right. Cool. Then I'm going to uh I'm going to kind of hold the symbol aloft, and I'm going to get ready to do some turn undead, but I'm going to attempt to reason with it. Why do you still guard the sword?
Because it is mine. Mine to wield.
Then wield it.
And as you say that, the spectral, the misty cloud will begin to take the shape of a man, a large man, and its shadowy hand will reach out and touch the blade.
Before it can get to the blade, I'm going to hold my holy symbol at it and step toward the blade as well, and I'm going to attempt to turn undead.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a wisdom roll. Ooh!
So what happens?
So on a 7 or more, as long as I continue to pray and brandish my holy symbol, no undead may come within reach of you. On a 10 plus, I also momentarily daze intelligent undead and cause mindless undead to flee. And as long as I don't do anything, as long as I don't take an act of aggression against them, the effect will continue until I stop.
Okay. So when you hold the light of Janrik upon this this shadow, the light as it touches the shadow will begin to sort of disintegrate it. He staggers back and he says, "No, no, no!" And as he staggers back away from the light, he tries to return to the tree, but even that is not safety enough. And he says, "I will not be called back to the light that betrayed me."
And I'm just going to keep up the prayer. And the stuff in the prayer is going to include help our fallen brother find his way home.
And as you are praying, your golden eyes begin to glow, and to the ones that are looking on, perhaps Harold and Harrison and Duncan, they are going to see you transform in a way, to a visage that some may describe as Janrik himself.
What is going on? Aziz, I don't know what the heck is going on. The spirit's here and Janrik's here and get out of there quick.
And as he's backing away, I'm just going to keep, moving closer with my hand outraised.
And as the rest of the shadow disintegrates, you will hear a voice on the wind say, "Thank you, brother."
And I'll say, worry not, you were not betrayed. You merely put the sword where it needed to be for this moment. Rest well. And then I'll lower my holy symbol. And I'll reach up and attempt to pull the sword out.
And as you do, the fire will move through you. It will ask you, Tyrion, are you a good man?
Ooh,
Good question.
the abyss steps back.
I'll say I try to be, but it is not for me to decide whether my actions are good or bad.
Do you seek honor or vengeance?
I seek the protection of the downtrodden.
Will you use me for war or for peace?
I will use you for peace.
Then lay me down.
And I lay it down on the ground.
And at that point, you will hear the Duncan, Harrison, and Harold. You will all hear something behind you, and maybe the jingling of medallions, perhaps, would be the best way to describe it. Aziz, let's move to you. You are still out on the wall. How are you passing the time out there?
Well, listening attentively for anything from Harrison, but I'm trying to mark their place in the ritual to see where they're at in it in case I have to act before they acquire the sword.
There's still time. You are the stars are not completely in alignment yet, and what they are doing now is merely preparation for the ritual. It seems as though it has not started yet.
Okay. So, how's it going with sword, guys?
So as we move back to those inside the tree chamber there, you will hear the jingling of medallions behind you, and if you turn, you will see a large, not quite as large as a giant, probably maybe about 15, 16 feet tall, with one eye, and a large belly that sort of sags down, and strong arms and legs, and covered with talismans and rings and amulets, and there are many things dangling off of his his wide belt around his belly, and he wears a circlet upon his head, and he says, "So, you have wrested the blade from the Wraith. Perfect.
I've been expecting you. Thank you for showing yourself.
It is I that has been expecting you."
We shall see.
Now do the sensible thing and hand me the blade.
I believe the sensible thing would be stabbing you in the eye with the blade.
Tum Tum looks very amused at this, and not at all concerned. He says, "Perhaps we can make a deal."
Perhaps. I want to do a discern realities on him and
Go ahead.
all of the stuff that he's wearing. Because I think I'm about to pick up the sword and swing it at some of his stuff and try and cut something useful loose. It's kind of where my head is at right now. But I'm also curious how he's going to play it. So All right, come on. Give me something good this time. 9. We'll take
Yeah,
one
that's not
thing.
bad.
Should we stick with our standard? What here is useful or valuable?
Stick with it.
Stick with our what here is useful or valuable to me, or should we go for what here is not what it appears to be?
Useful or valuable seems pretty safe.
All right, we'll stick with useful or valuable then.
All right. There are around his belt. There are a collection of containers. They seem to be, now that you're kind of close enough to see, you can see that they appear to be named and like initialed, and one of them just says MS.
All right. I'm gonna wait to see what he offers for a deal, but I'm prepping to scoop the sword and try and cut open the MS container.
And he says, "You're here to stop the ritual, I presume."
We are very fond of reality and don't want it ending, so yes.
As am I. My chief concern is the blade. Hand over the blade, and I will stand down and allow you to face the Lich.
An interesting offer. I do have a counter offer. And I'll go and try and cut Melvin loose.
Okay. So if you go to reach for the blade and then use that to charge at him, the blade. I guess the blade's down, but the problem is that one of the amulets around his neck will shimmer, and as you make your attack on him, your blade will go right through him and disrupt the illusion that stood before you.
Ah. So he's projecting himself.
Quick, Duncan, keep an eye out.
And I'll just
Duncan circles like swings around like ready to fire his arrow. He says, "Quick, over there!" And across the courtyard on the other side of the tree stands Tum Tum.
And I'll also call out to Harrison, as I was doing the sweep, that Melvin is in a jar on his belt.
Oh yeah, that lights a fire in my ass. Harold, I'm not gonna be able to hit it, but I can have you help me. Free my master.
We'll see it done.
If I may, arcane art.
Okay.
Dum da dee doo, dum da dee doo dee da.
So Harrison, would you give me a heads up about any of this?
Oh yeah, no, totally. Like as this is happening, like I let you know about the Janric was there thing, who I thought was Janric, but it was actually Tyrion, and like imagine it in like a Harrison over-explaining way.
All right, well, I'm moving back up then.
Okay,
Hurrying rapidly.
so it's been a minute, so let me look here at my advanced moves again.
John, would this be entering combat? Just a quick question.
Yeah, you can enter combat.
Yeah, I would like to just roll for my evil eye so I get the holds.
All right. So
Okay.
do you want?
No, go on, Manny.
Do you want extra damage or extra to aid?
It's up to you. Dealer choice.
I'm gonna give you extra damage, so that's gonna give you an extra 6d4 damage.
God.
It's so disgusting.
And then, hold on, it's been a minute. And then I guess if somebody wants to aid you, you'll get a +2 instead of +1.
Copy that. I get my 1 hold for evil eye.
All right.
I don't know that me aiding you would do anything beneficial here. I might be better off after he acts casting a spell.
Yeah,
I have an idea for aiding.
Excellent.
I'm thinking I'm just gonna what's it called? Just keep Tum in place so you can get Spellvin.
Oh, well, I was going to climb up him and be a distraction.
Well, that sounds good. I like that, though.
I really want to bite him in the eye.
Ooh.
Duncan is the first to act, firing his arrow straight at Tum Tum. You see the arrow flies across the courtyard, flies true, straight towards his eye, and it pierces the eye
Whoa.
and reveals this to be another illusion.
Oh, for fuck's sake. There's gotta be... Alright, I've had enough of this.
Tum Tum appears behind you again and says, "Come now, can't we be friends? What's one little sword to the fate of the whole world?"
May I dispel magic?
You may try.
You can certainly
Fucking- I hate this guy. Oh. Cast spell. Okay. So what happens on the 6? Complications?
So, so when you cast the dispel magic, another amulet around his neck begins to glow in conjunction with one of his rings.
Great.
And the magic will rebound, and instead will let's see.
Take away the telepathy.
No, I think. Hold on, let me check my moves real quick.
Damn it! I tried.
Nope. What's going to happen is so you'll see that the magic just seems to be like sort of absorbed into this amulet, and then the chanting will intensify, and I'm going to fill in one of the pieces on the clock.
Oh, great.
The ritual has started.
Okay.
Do you hear that? There's not much time now. The stars are aligning. Just give me the blade.
Tyrion, I think you need to discern realities again and figure out what we can do about this amulet.
I also can I try to cast a spell?
Always.
And now, based on what I just saw happen, do I think that if I cast Repair, where I can choose an event in the target's past and all effects of that event are ended and repaired? So, because I'm casting the spell on reality, not him, can I make it so that he never found that ring?
Yes.
And do I think that will be that his amulet will protect him from that, or?
I don't know.
Okay. I think, can I discern realities first then?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, because there we go.
3 questions.
Back in business. So let's first, what here is not what it appears to be.
This illusion magic appears to actually be a property of one of the medallions he wears. He is actually not. It's not an illusion so much as it is like an ethereal projection. So he's like just slightly. And you might not know like the magical science behind it, but he's basically kind of like an apparition, kind of like as a ghost would be. So this is kind of like like he's just stepped into the ethereal realm a little bit. Like so this isn't like an illusion. This is actually him. He's just kind of like
Just blinking in and out and moving
Yeah.
through the
But-
ethereal plane.
but the
Out of phase.
but the amulet is the source of that ability.
Okay, that's good to know. What here is useful or valuable to me?
So the trying to give you the best answer possible. We'll come back to that one.
Okay. And do you think we should go for what should I be on the lookout for? What is about to happen?
I think we know what is about to happen.
So I guess what should I be on the lookout for?
Yep.
All right, what should I be on the lookout for?
So the amulets around his neck that are activating, they seem to be staying activated, and as they activate, it seems like the rings on his fingers are responding in kind, and you can see that they seem to be charging up for something.
So he's getting ready to make a move.
And then what is useful or valuable to you? I'm feel like I might be out of answers for that one. I think anything that could disrupt the functioning of the of his magic items might be useful, but I'm not quite sure what that is in this scene, unfortunately.
Okay.
Perhaps a spell or an item or something of that sort.
All right, I think our best plan for me then is
Oh.
to. Oh, you got something?
No, not for this. Sorry.
No.
Uh-oh.
Then I think our best plan is for me to magically make it so that he never found the repair amulet.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that might be the most
I mean,
useful.
the astral projection amulet.
Okay.
Probably our best move.
Go ahead and roll your move.
Here goes everything. Oh no, I gotta hit cast spell. Sorry. That was anticlimactic. Oh! A 12. Ooh, now here's a question, guys, because I have empowered spell, which I have greater empower, which means on 12 plus I get to choose one of the effects. The empowerment effects are free, the spell's effects are doubled, or the spell's targets are doubled. Would you rule with that I could pick 2 magic items and make it so he hadn't found 2 things?
Yeah.
How about the ring that looked like it lit up when Harrison tried to cast a spell, and the ethereal in this necklace?
Okay. He is disarmed of both.
Yes.
Charge!
Get him, dogpile!
And I'll say, "Come now, Tum Tum. Can't we be friends?"
And he looks mildly concerned, but he says, Cheap tricks. That's all you have, is cheap tricks. I possess true power.
I possess the light of Janrik. Let's see which is stronger.
And he is going to
Yeah, I'm trying to draw his attention to me so that Aziz and Harold can do their big damage moves.
yeah, and he is going to become a fountain of let's say fire. No, he's going to become a fountain of fire as he casts a spell and begins to sort of wreath himself with flame. He's then going to charge at you, Tyrion.
Can I communicate with the sword at all?
If you're touching it, yeah.
I'm still holding it. I'm just going to think to the sword that in order for there to be peace, we must stand against this one. Can you protect me from fire? And just ask it.
The sword will say, I have but one true purpose. To finish the job that I started.
Which is killing the Lich?
Exactly.
Very well. Then we will make it done. And I'm just going to stand there. I'm just like, he's letting him come at me.
Can I intercept the evil eye to paralyze him? Or freeze him in place?
Yes.
Alright, I'll spend my hold.
Alright. So he kind of stops in place and he is fixated on Harold. The flames still wreath around him, but he has stopped charging. So Tyrion, the blow that you expect never comes. The blade, however, says, if you seek as I seek, if you feel as I feel, take me to the Lich.
I will. I must first help my friends here, and then we will all go and vanquish the Lich. And I will let you choose which of us is most worthy to wield you.
Melvin is going to help us tremendously in that fight, so let me just say it one more time in case it didn't get through your thick skull. Break that fucking bottle!
Did you want to try to break the bottle?
Yeah.
I was talking to Harrison.
Oh,
I don't really have. I don't think I have anything.
you don't have like magic missile or anything like that?
I'm buffers.
All right.
That's why I'm telling one of you to do it!
Anybody in particular you're yelling at?
Everybody! Duncan, shoot that fucking bottle right now!
I will spend a hold to stalk and leap my stone body at the MS vial.
Okay. So you're gonna spend a hold.
Will spider jump as a stone body?
Okay. And so you spend that hold to jump and get at the thing. You got stone body. I'm gonna say that's fairly impervious to the flame. So as you jump through, you can jump onto the vial. You're still the spider though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the vial is. What are you gonna do when you get a hold of the vial?
I'm gonna try and wrestle it free. I got 8 legs. I'll try to figure something out.
Okay. So so you're on there trying to figure that out. Harold, you've got the evil eye on Tum Tum. He's locked in on you. Tyrion, you've got the blade, but it seems to be pulling you towards the Lich. Like it is adamant that it needs to kill the Lich. Harrison, you're guiding. So what's happening? Who's gonna do something next?
I'll tell Duncan to shoot it. Well, are there a bunch
the
of
shot.
other bottles? Yeah, okay, you know what? Take the fucking shot.
What's that?
Tell Duncan to shoot the bottle.
Okay.
I'll hold it still for him.
There
Take
you
the
go.
shot.
That's the aid for Duncan.
All right. Who wants to roll for Duncan?
Not I. Why don't you roll for Duncan? Just roll for Duncan.
I think he wants us to see it.
I've changed my mind. I'll roll for Duncan.
So Duncan rolled a 4.
He don't have
Shoots
any
me in the back.
bonuses. You tell me his dexterity isn't like +3 or his strength isn't like +3. Come on.
Let me check.
Duncan
He
have
was training
fucking
with
zero.
Hera. He better be fucking fit.
He's gonna at least have like a +1.
Yeah,
right?
right? Jesus.
They will literally bring like the lazy teenager to this fight. Like,
Yeah, what
He's
the
been following
fuck?
us this whole time, and he didn't buff, and he didn't go up any levels.
Yeah, no, he just stayed the fucking same. He has flats all across the board, apparently. He's like, he
gained
rolled a
0
4.
XP.
He's not really built for this, you guys.
That's fair.
All this training, all this like hype up for Duncan, and you give us nothing.
Did he get any aid or anything?
I was aiding by holding the bottle still.
Yeah. He was
Okay,
holding
go
the
ahead.
bottle still.
Go ahead and roll aid.
Roll aid.
Although I guess it's not
Roll
gonna
aid.
matter, is it?
No, if he has no pluses, the
Well,
aid
what's
is.
his plus?
He doesn't have one. They don't have any.
Oh my god!
Can I try and kill him?
I told you we shouldn't have kept them from the moment we got him.
What about his lucky coin? It doesn't give him a buff anywhere. Jesus.
He's going to fire his arrow.
Part of the cards.
But I won't hold the consequence against you guys. He's gonna fire his arrow and.
Well, don't hold it against him either. Look, I'm gonna hold this for the rest of my life.
He's gonna fire his arrow and another one of the amulets that he has, that Tum Tum has, deflects the missile.
I'll think, fuck. Okay, that's not too terrible.
I'm gonna. Can I fling a magic missile in there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, thank God.
11. And
All right.
8 of the bottle being held still.
Yep.
Yep, and it's your magic missile is going to make contact, and the bottle will explode.
Oh, here comes the big guns. He might not look big.
What if we killed him with that? What if you had to like open the bottle?
That would be unfortunate.
I would never talk to you again.
Yeah, and so the this wisp of magic is released from the bottle, and this sort of light shape is going to take form and fall to the ground at Tum Tum's feet. Tum Tum is still being held in place by Harold, I believe, and what happens next? Oh, yeah, so the light shape as well is going to, once the light fades, you see that it is your former teacher, Harrison, Melvin Spelvin.
Yeah, it's like time will slow and tears will well in my eyes, and I'll just go, Melvin.
And his eyes will grow wide, and then he says, "No time to twaddle, son." And he's going to he's going to hop into action, sort of leap through the fire, and find himself at your side. He says, "The ritual must be stopped at all costs. What are you doing wasting your time up here with him? Have I taught you nothing, Harrison?"
No, let's go. You have that +64.
That's right. Can we leave Harold? Harold, can we leave you with him?
My pleasure.
All right. And I say to the sword, we're going to find the Lich. And we move in the direction it's pulling me.
Yeah, and Melvin's like, quickly, bring that sword!
Does Melvin have pluses? Or is he
Yeah,
also like...
Melvin is like +3 in everything. Even fucking like Constitution.
All right. And to aid Harold, since I'm already on Tum Tum, I'm gonna run up to his face and bite him in the eye. Spend a hold
Yes!
to envenom his eye.
Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do that. The eye will
Oh, damn it. I was going to say something. No.
Well, let me roll the aid.
How does
One.
ogre eye taste? Or almost ogre eye taste?
Cyclops eye, but
Yeah, Cyclops eye.
It didn't do it.
Yeah, he might need to do it manually. Things are kinda...
yeah, like like some of the things seem like they're working and some of them don't.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Like, some things aren't working for me and some...
10 on the
10!
aid.
Alright.
+2.
So, and then I'm just hopping off and following them.
Okay, so he is blinded for the moment. Of course, this breaks the eye contact.
That's what I was
Harold,
gonna
you're
say.
free to move.
To break the eye contact, but
I'm gonna take my axe and I'm going to rush up to him, and I'm just gonna plant my axe straight into his chest.
Okay.
as we're running, I'm going to shout, "If you kill him, loot the body!"
I'll bring the body.
We don't want
Too many magic items to carry.
We don't want Gaspard swooping in behind us and picking it clean while we're doing all the dirty work, which the motherfucker would do in a heartbeat.
Do I have to defy danger from the flames, or can I go for the hack and slash?
It would be a defy danger for the flames.
I will just power through it.
Okay.
Yep. Will that be strength for con?
It's gonna be whatever you want to use. I think
they kind of work hand in hand, honestly.
Yeah, I think what is powering through?
I'll let the adrenaline of the pain force me through.
Okay.
Okay.
It's still a 7, so stumble, hesitate, or flinch.
Worst outcome, hard bargain, ugly choice.
This is looking like an ugly choice kind of situation.
He's gonna shatter one of the fucking medallions.
So you can either take your shot while he is momentarily you can either reap the benefit of this aid, or you can save Duncan, who is about to get trampled by him as he's holding his eye and jerking around, and the wreath of flame is going everywhere, and he's getting ready to stomp Duncan.
So listen, no, I'm kidding. I'm saving Duncan every day. Yeah.
All right, so you defy the danger, but you're going to to give up the aid from the eye thing, and move Duncan out of the way. He says, oh, "Thank you, Harold." He says,
literally kick him away.
Yeah, send him with us. I'm running back to grab his ass. Come on, Duncan.
He says, "Wait, I can help."
Duncan, you are going to be much more useful with this ritual. Come on.
Okay.
He's so easily influenced.
So Tum Tum sort of shakes it off, and his eyesight kind of returns, and he's alert again, and you guys are kind of standing off again. Aziz, what are you doing?
I gotta stop the ritual. I got no choice.
Okay.
My destiny. I am shapeshifting. Magma ape.
Okay.
Yes.
Magma ape. Damn.
Nice.
Let's go.
Magma Kong.
Yes. And I am
Gorilla.
doing that straight up gorilla, 4 on the floor run past everyone. I mean, I am heeding no danger, and I am tackling the first thing I see,
I still got ostrich match.
trying to break the circle.
So I
All
might
right.
be up.
All right, and so okay, and so we'll leave Harold and Tum Tum sort of standing off against one another, and then let's see. You guys are on your way down to the ritual site. The chanting is going on. As you go down, you're gonna hit the first thing you see, Aziz.
Yep.
All right, so that's going to be one of the chanters. You're going to go ahead and just like sort of hack and slash.
Check my holes.
Or actually, I think you probably just hit him and like send him flying. But then you're gonna be kind of the first one on the scene there. Tyrion, you're right behind, and then Harrison and Melvin are behind that.
Duncan.
And Duncan, yes. And so you're going to get sort of the first swing here, and now everybody is kind of alert. The chanting does not stop, but the figure in the middle is going to turn towards you, Aziz. His red eyes showing through his shadowy exterior.
Mission accomplished.
Thanks for identifying my target for me.
And
yeah, and as I hit, I'm continuing on. So hopefully, if he tracks me, he won't be eye to eye with Tyrion.
He wastes no time. He's going to hold aloft one hand, extending one bony finger towards you, and he's going to begin to say the words of the damned.
Okay.
What are the words of the damned?
The words that are supposed to kill us. We just keel over.
Yeah.
That happened, right? The word recall. We have our names brandished somewhere.
Will you defy this danger, Aziz?
Yes, I will defy this danger.
Okay. How will you defy the word of death?
Mental fortitude.
Okay.
I have backup in case this doesn't work, but I'm hoping.
If Aziz dies, we're screwed.
No. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck your word of death.
The life emanating from the heart of the of Happy Tree is enough to stave off the word of death at this time. Happy Tree says, "Your friends may not be as lucky."
Okay. Okay, I will. Unless somebody else is going.
No,
I'm gonna go full gorilla on the lich.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you go in to attack him?
Yep.
All right. Sounds like a hack and slash. All right. You deal your damage to the enemy, and the enemy makes an attack against you.
Okay. Damage. D8. 6 damage.
Okay. And
Just straight up sock to the jaw.
Yeah, you see which he takes, but you're going to see the shadows sort of disrupt around him. You're going to see his eyes. You're going to see the red eyes sort of disappear for a moment, and he is going to. Sorry, just reading my notes real quick. Let's see, which one do I want to use? He is going to, in response, he's going to let out a loud screech, and the ground around the stone circle will begin to move as the earth shifts up and bony hands start clawing their way up out of the earth. A horde of skeletons is being summoned at his command.
And then Harrison will hear in his head, "Tell Tyrion to cut this fucker."
Tyrion?
Yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for my turn because I'm sure the sword's pulling me right in this direction.
We're going to cut over to Harold real quick, who is locked in. Who is locked in a confrontation with Tum Tum. And Tum Tum says to you, did you say 64?
Yeah, that's what he hasn't used it
that's
yet.
It's the bonus. Yeah.
So Tum Tum says,
You know, I heard about your victory over the orcs. This puts you in a precarious position.
You really think you have time to talk about these subjects?
I'm just saying, we could possibly be more useful to each other alive.
The only way you can stay alive is if I die first.
That can regrettably be arranged.
I'm getting serious Vincent D'Onofrio in Men in Black vibes.
and then he will charge you, Harold.
Yep.
So he's going to charge you. He brings with him the fire that is wreathing around him, and he is going to. You're going to see these spears begin to form around him. These sort of like spectral spears, as he rushes you, and they begin to launch themselves at you as well. What do you do?
I ain't no bitch. I'm gonna start rushing towards him as well. We're gonna meet in the middle.
Excellent.
Ooh, Dragon Ball Z style.
And of course, defying danger. He
Yes,
surrounds
sir.
himself with danger.
I am the danger. Yeah, let's just go with strength again. Let's see what happens. Even if the spears pierce me first, I'm going to strike him.
Nice. So not only do you dodge the spears, but you also power through the fire to plant your attack.
And let's just write everything down. So that's 46. And
Oh!
Oh, I do need a hack and slash though.
oh right, sorry about that. We'll scratch that. We'll do it again. Post haste. Hack and slash. There we go.
You can keep the 20. I just need a hack and slash.
Okay. And is the 64 in there?
No,
No.
that was actually the wrong roll because I did write it, but it didn't register for some reason.
Oh, so now another 64 on top of that 20.
No, there was 2d6 in there from before, so
2d6 in there from before.
I will re-roll everything there.
Oh.
You can just roll the additional dice.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, keep that 10, bro.
The 2D are from your flaming sword, aren't they? Remember we made the flaming sword?
Oh, right. I have the
That's what the 2d6 are.
Actually, it is 20 plus the other 64. Yeah, hold on. You're
That
right.
was from my do-over spell, where it's like, nope, they never broke it.
Finish
true.
Tum Tum in one hit.
So
Oh.
37 points of damage.
So he is going to. So you're going to hit him, and then he is going to. You can hear like the sound of his amulet, sort of like as you slice through the chains of some of his amulets, they sort of rain to the ground, and you hear this like trinkle, trinkle, trinkle of metal hitting the ground, and he is going to reach towards you and pull you close, and he's going to whisper something in your ear, a final curse, and that is what he will attack you with before he dies.
Can I defy
You just
danger?
one-shot Tum Tum.
Nope, that's his attack against you. That's a result of the hack and slash. And as the words enter your your ear, you hear the one final command: kill them all.
I look him deep into his eye, and you can like see the veins in my forehead pop. And I'm going to use Samson to take away that restraint, that mental restraint.
Is that and that's just like you just get that, right?
I get that. I take a debility, and so I'll take a like you can see like I'm shaking a little bit. So I take out the built-in dexterity, and I just break that off.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's magic, a curse, God did it.
And he says, and his dying words are,
hardly ever do you meet someone who meets expectation.
Funny last words coming from a con man.
And he will die.
Right? Just go lift up his fucking body, man. He's fucking grinding and shit.
And the little things that fell on the ground.
Yep. Scoop him up.
And all right, back out in the courtyard here, the horde of undead are rising up out of the earth. The magma ape and the lich are in the center of the stone circle, sort of duking it out. And Tyrion, Harrison, Duncan, and Melvin are, I guess, standing on the stairs still.
Yes.
Did my ostrich mask make me go a little faster? So am I like a little ahead of them?
Absolutely. And you're going to hear Melvin say, well, don't just stand there, you idiot! Swing the sword!
And I'm going to swing the sword and just I'm ignore him.
Wait, may I arcane art him? Please?
May I give him 64?
Please? Yes, I will. So, if somebody decides to aid you, you will get +2, and you will also get plus 64 to your attacks. Or your one attack.
I'm the aid.
There you go.
Let's do it. Now, is there any plus to hit from the sword, or is this sword just strictly damage? The flaming sword.
Oh, well, it's the only thing that can actually hurt the lich.
Ah, okay. Well, there you go. Then I'm gonna. So, is someone aiding me so that I can hack slash?
So I guess the damage would be whatever your damage is, and then because I think everybody has like their own damage die, right?
Every class has their own damage die.
Yeah.
12 on the aid.
12 on the aid. Okay. And how are you aiding?
Trying to rip what's left of his face off.
Okay.
Oh god. Oh, that's so gruesome when you think of like monkeys and that's actually happened. Like.
That's exactly why I thought of it.
Big meaty lava fists on his face.
Getting fingers in the eye sockets and everything. I'm all up in this grill.
Just melting the few tendons that are still there.
Ew, y'all gross. Oh, I feel nasty.
All right, and Tyrion.
All right,
Plus 2 to your hack and slash of whatever it is.
so it's 14.
Fuck. Do your damage.
You hit.
Do your damage.
So my normal damage as a cleric is only 1d6.
Okay.
But I get plus 6d4.
Yeah.
Plus 64. A plus 64.
And no, the fire just basically allows me to hit him. 17.
Oh,
We live with that.
God.
So
Yeah,
Take those. We take those.
So Aziz, the lich is grappling with you in the center of the in the center of the ring here, and you can sort of feel him like you can almost feel it like across your body, like he's trying to find a weak point to just absorb the life from you, and it might even feel like he's found that point, and then suddenly he stops moving. Under the constant weight of your barrages, he stops moving as something has appeared in him. Tyrion, did you want to do the honors of describing exactly what happens?
I just jab the sword through and then concentrate as much as possible on letting the sword free to complete its purpose. And as I focus and become, and like mentally connect with the sword, the light inside the lich just begins expanding outward. You can see cracks in his body before he just explodes in all directions.
Yes, as the light overtakes him, and then the white light of the blade extinguishes with him.
And I'll just kind of plant the blade in the center of his bones and say, "All right, Aziz, I think it's your show now." And are any of the other cultists that were chanting, how do they react to this?
They begin to crumble one by one. The undead that disturb the earth are going to to crumble as well. The earth stops moving, and then yes, I think that's what happens. Melvin is going to slap Harrison on the back really hard. There, he did it! He did it! He did it! Finally! It's done!
I think all that's left is the ritual just needs to be completely stopped, or there's a counter ritual.
At this point in time, I will drop out of Lava Monkey and start my ritual.
Yeah, he just needs to concentrate, and then we're done. We've saved the world.
And I'll have my back turned facing outward just in case some other threats come in.
Enter Harold.
And there you see the biggest threat of them all.
Yes, Harold! Look at
I
you!
come in. I have the fucking Tomtom's belt wrapped around me twice. I got all the rings on, the fucking circlet.
I actually...
I put on everything.
Yeah. Dude, Harrison bursts into tears. You've learned to accessorize! I'm so proud of you!
Melvin...
Harrison holding the bedazzler, like, oh my god.
Melvin's gonna jump over and grab his spell book from the belt of Tum Tum and says, finally!
Now you're at full capacity.
Do you know who's in the other jars that were on his waist?
Oh, let's see. Can I take one out?
He says, don't open that! Don't open that!
Some of these are probably people we don't want to see right now.
No telling who's in there. It's gonna take some time to figure it out.
Seems like Pokeballs.
Gotta catch 'em all.
can't believe we released Spellwind. That's like a legendary.
Yeah, it is.
He's a shiny.
He's a shiny legendary.
And and he's actually going to he's gonna be like take some of that stuff off. You don't even know what it does.
Oh, don't mind him. He's a tough old man.
I'm serious. He could get us all killed.
You're right.
I don't know what
Good.
you're talking about, and then, like something fucking explodes.
Not to mention, some of it might be cursed in the event that his body was looted. Did you think of that? No, you didn't, because you don't seem like the type that thinks of at all. Harrison, what company do you find yourself in these days?
And it's kind of funny because it's almost like you guys are listening to Harrison nagging yet again. Like you're used
He
to
finds
this.
himself in the
No,
company.
you're a very judgmental person, for someone being stuck in a cum jar for like 5 years.
He's in the company of people who have rescued you from your prison, a thing you couldn't do yourself.
Now, no need to get all up in a bunch.
Merely stating a fact.
And what's he doing down there?
Saving the world. It'll be fine.
Jazzercise.
Jazzercise. Yeah, he just has to concentrate, Melvin. He knows a thing or two about this ritual that could save the world.
Yep, the Happy Tree says, "Are you ready, speaker?"
I am ready. So, as we're doing the ritual, the clouds will start to part as the eclipse starts, because it's an alignment. Of course, there's an eclipse. And then I will firmly plant my feet and start turning into a tree. Roots going deep into the ground, branches reaching up high. And little ribbons of light will start coming, appears to be coming from the stars themselves. Flowing down through the sky into the tips of the branches. And as the energy pulls down, the tree starts to glow. This golden, pure light and comes down the branches, through the trunk, into the roots, into the ground. And you'll see in the trunk, in the very center of the trunk, what appears to be two hearts, one purple, one green, beating in unison.
Yeah, so
Yep.
over Harrison's head. All right, buddy. That was a good one. Now where's the rest of the ritual?
And then the tree explodes into motes and just begins swaying across the land as a single purple and gold flower starts sprouting up. The one Paula gave me
Very nice.
starts sprouting up from the hole that the tree made.
It's quite a trick.
Harrison,
Wait, so
kneels-
the tree exploded, as in like it's gone.
Yep.
Okay, and then the flower grows in its place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Harrison kneels down and looks at the flower. I know you've done some pretty cool turning into things that aren't animals. And you can change back. I think the ritual's over. I saw the tree exploded.
I'm going to kneel next to Harrison.
In the shockwave of the tree, almost instantaneously, the dead land that surrounds you begins to be revitalized.
Yeah, I'm like gonna watch it happen in awe. And then look back to the flower. Hey, poke. You don't have to keep being a flower. It's taken care of.
Harrison.
It's taken care of.
I'm going to put an arm around Harrison and just kind of hold a hand out over the flower and see if I can just sense his spirit, even just a little bit.
Aziz, I defer to you.
I would say no. I mean, it wouldn't be a spirit you've ever been familiar with, and it wouldn't be the same as me. I mean, you would feel a sense of life, but not a
Right.
conscious spirit.
And I'll hold like that for a couple minutes and I'm gonna say, Harrison, he's gone. At least whatever we knew him to be. I suspect this is what Harold's been keeping from us.
He told me we'd make it all out okay.
Who did, Aziz?
It did not.
Yes.
He
Did he
never
say me
specifically
or
said
you?
he would be fine. Or he would be alive. He said be fine. And he is fine. He fulfilled his destiny. And he made that decision.
I
Fuck
don't know.
destiny.
What can you tell us, Harold, now that the moment is gone? Not that we would have intervened. Well, Harrison might have intervened to stop him, but
I wouldn't. I would have, but I could have helped.
You
could you?
couldn't.
Could have helped.
Each of us had
Harrison,
a role to play.
And what was my role to play? To sit here and let it happen? To sit
to
here and let
get
you guys
him
fight for
here.
me?
We were all here to get him here.
And
Fulfill it.
you aided Harold so that he could withstand Tum Tum. You aided me so I could withstand the Lich. Neither of us could have succeeded in our tasks without you. Your magic makes us all better.
It didn't have to be like this. Why couldn't my magic make him better? Why did he have to go?
I suspected that things were not as they were told to us the moment he took that seed inside his own chest.
So then I guess I didn't play my role very well then, did I? And I'm like kind of like wiping the tears from my eyes as I'm just sitting here by this little flower.
I
Harrison.
walked up to Harrison. And I sit in front of him. And I grab onto you on both shoulders. Now you listen to me. We played our part perfectly. Aziz didn't want to tell you because he knew you would react this way. You know, be hard on him. He wants us to live and be happy. He is fine with this decision. He was happy to make it.
Yes.
You made this possible.
I know, I just wish you would have told me.
But he didn't want you to stop him, and somehow, Harrison, you would have found a way to stop him.
I
You
know
always
that.
find a way.
I know. But I'm gonna miss him.
We all are, but he can live on in your music. You're the
Oh,
only
right.
one who can do his life justice. We've all lost a lot along the way. At least he chose this. Not everybody we've lost did.
He's also not just gone from this world. He is this world. He is one of the grand spirits now. And his name will never be forgotten.
I'll make sure of that.
I suspect over time he'll become like Happy Tree.
Well, this is definitely a start, and I'll look down at the little flower that's blossoming. Or perhaps something even greater.
And thanks to the fact that we're still telepathically connected, Harrison will start hearing an old elven song sung in harmony in his head.
Oh, tight.
Yeah, then he'll just start crying. That fucker.
Melvin, what can you do to set up protection around this place? I would like to set up a shrine.
Oh, and he says, "It sounds like more your department to me.
I can certainly consecrate the ground and
I'm an academic."
I can fix things once they're broken. I would like this not to get broken and need fixing.
Well, I'm sure we could set up some wards or something like that. It'll all take time.
That's fine. Thanks to Aziz, we have the time.
Yes, absolutely. And, I suppose I must say, thank you.
It was our pleasure. Harrison has wanted this moment for quite some time, and once we knew that we could still reach you and that you weren't truly gone, we've made it our mission to find you.
And it is at that time when Melvin kind of looks you over, and he's going to look Harrison over, and he says, "My boy, where did you come across that book?"
And I'll straighten my back as he calls me my boy. Back reminding me of the old days. Oh well, I came across it and I couldn't help but notice. I kind of open it to him and show him I think it was like the very first page.
Yeah.
Because this used to be one of his, correct?
It was actually he takes it and he says, "My goodness, it was a gift to my son before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fitting that you should have it."
Well, I've been taking good care of it. No spills in it like my textbooks.
He says, "It feels good to be free again, Harrison. I should think to make my rounds to some of my other students."
Of course, I understand.
How is Clive getting on these days?
Clive sacrificed himself to save somebody very important to me.
That doesn't sound like Clive.
He changed a lot within these past couple years, months,
Last couple days were okay.
years. Yeah, last couple sessions.
I think you'll find much is not as you remember it.
A lot of things have changed.
Though Gaspard still very much is.
And he says, "Well, I suppose it'll be a new world for all of us, won't it?"
On to new adventures.
Indeed.
And he will he'll step away and give you guys a moment. Duncan will step forward and he'll say, "Harold, I'm so sorry. You know, I missed that shot. I almost got you killed."
What are you apologizing for?
I asked to
You
come
followed the
along and
one
I
thing
fucked it up.
said. You did the one thing I say that you should do. Stay alive. Well done.
Well, thanks.
You were a good soldier. You followed orders. You did what you were told. Whether the shot connected or not, we gained information from your first shot at Tum Tum. That is invaluable.
And he perks up a little bit at that. He was glad to be of some use. And he'll turn to Tyrion and he says, "I want to devote my life to serving Genric. I want to help more people."
You already know the way. Perhaps in time Genric will speak to you, but whether or not he does, it should not change your path.
And he nods.
Just increase the tools you have to follow it.
And he turns to face all of you. Well, he turns to the flower first, and he says, "So that's Aziz then?"
After a fashion.
He says, "This place should be protected. You're right, Tyrion." And then he's going to turn to all three of you, and he says, "Well, what's next?"
What's west of Westeros?
I suppose what's next is we find out what all those trinkets do. Harrison gets back to writing music, and we
Harold.
deal with his queen and with Gaspard.
I was about to say, Harold, what are you going home?
I have a home to free. But I will be back.
Okay.
And perhaps one of those trinkets will allow you to call us if you need our help. As you know, Harrison can get us there very quickly.
I mean, are you going straight away, or? I mean, surely we can celebrate Aziz's new life before you go.
I'll stay for a couple of days, round up the orcs.
I think
was
they'll
like saying-
consider the trinkets that you have suitable trophy to have made this an honorable trip. And perhaps a Cyclops head won't hurt either. And I'm going to
This-
cut off Tum Tum's head and hand it to him.
This trip has given me more than just manpower and an army. It has given me perspective, power, friends. I am thankful for everything.
Well, there's no need to be so sad because you're not saying goodbye yet. I pull out a handkerchief, I blow into it, and dab my eyes. And come on, let's go back to Happy Tree and let's celebrate to Aziz's new life.
To the world not ending.
I wish you could still hear Aziz's thoughts. I'd have you tell him it's been an honor. And that we've all learned so much from him.
I'm hearing some weird elven song. I don't really know what that's about. Anyway, let's get back to Happy Tree.
All right, everybody, let's hold hands. And I hold my hands out.
Grab one hand.
Or rather,
Yes.
I think everybody has to be touching me, so I just kind of put my hand in the middle. We can do the...
Hand on top.
Everybody grab a finger.
Melvin too.
Melvin too.
Melvin too.
Duncan too.
Duncan too.
Even Dustin.
Even Dustin. Even Dylan.
I take one look back at the flower, look at the rest of the group, and say, "Gumdrops."
And in a radiant stream of light, you disappear, and that radiant stream will fill the screen, and the credits will roll.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I have to say I do have an epilogue though.
Okay.
Oh my god. So like I feel like with the emotional sentimentality that is Harrison, he would make a trek, like a pilgrimage to see the flower every year. Up until like he's gonna bring like his family there someday. Like, and they're not gonna know the meaning. And of course if he has like little kids and stuff, they're not gonna care what the meaning is. They're just like, wow, this place is so pretty. And by then, as time kinda rolls along, his kids are growing up and the place around the flower is blooming and blossoming and the flower is getting bigger and buildings and temples are being built around and statues and such, and every year he goes there to have a little drink with Aziz, like a little like tea or something like that.
Very nice. Does anybody else have an epilogue for their character? It's okay if you don't.
Tyrion.
Yeah, no, that was
if you
just-
had
that
anything to
was
say.
just flavor.
Yeah.
That was just me being like emotional, like and
No, I felt like Tyrion would dedicate part of his time to working with Melvin and others, like the elves, to protect the flower, and would also probably visit pretty regularly as he prepares for his new life as effectively ruler of half the continent at the moment, based on arrangements with Gaspard, and starts working on how to overthrow him.
I think several years down the line, maybe 5 or 6, I think on one day where Tyrion and Harrison are both there visiting, I think Harold steps in.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Now beclad in crown and just smiling.
Oh, yeah. I'm introducing y'all to my like little family, Natalie and our little kids and stuff. You guys
Yeah.
remember Natalie, right? And this is my kid. This is Clive Jr.
Junior.
Just kidding. Maybe.
Well, very nice.
Junior. Kidding?
And as they're all gathered around the flower, after all these years, a single little hummingbird with amethyst eyes will come and feed at the flower and
Oh,
fly off.
it's so cute. I'm gonna bawl. Like my eyes are watering so bad.
That's the button right there. That's the button.
Yep.
That's
Excellent.
the final post-credit
Damn
scene.
it, Terry fucking topping all of us in emotionalness, and sentimentality.
Hey,
Excellent.
you're the one that got all telepathic with me, which let me sing to you.
No,
Oh,
listen, you did that afterwards.
Hey, you laid the groundwork.
Well, excellent. Well, thus concludes our Dungeon World series. The Adventures in the Borderlands. And yeah, so yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm just kind of taking it. I'm just kind of
He's
taking
kinda
it all in.
too,
Yeah, you
yeah.
know. I don't think there's anything else to say.
Tyrion's now the Pope. The country's a theocracy. Gaspard did away with Vlad, and Tyrion did away with Gaspard, and
But excellent. But I guess just a moment of reflection. Looking back, what do you guys think were some of the defining moments for your character arcs?
Hmm.
I mean, I can start death.
True.
Yeah. The death of Harold made the stakes much higher for Aziz. Like even in my character progression, I went in my like abilities. I had them all planned out and all that stuff, and then Harold died, and I went more aggressive with the abilities I got after that until he came back, and then I went back to the normal path. So that was definitely not planned. It was a very organic path.
Yeah. I would say it kind of started with forgiveness for Clive for me. He was like my sworn enemy. He was my big bad, and then we kind of came together and joined forces and forgave him for what he had done. And falling in love with Natalie was another big game changer as well. He had to kind of stop thinking about himself and kind of remember he had somebody to go back to, and he's now fighting for these people that he could probably care less about at the very beginning of their journey.
I think for
He finally
Tyrion,
got the girl.
yeah,
Finally get the kill! Hey!
I think for Tyrion, it was the death and rebirth of Harold was one, because to him it confirmed, because the whole prophecy and stuff. And Tyrion had it in his mind that no, he's going to die, and that's okay because he needs to die and come back. And it just kind of affirmed to him that he was on the right path and that his faith was justified. Um, I think the second big moment was facing down Gaspard at the temple and kind of undermining the high priestess of Janric, who probably hates me even more now. And then the third defining moment for him was the death of Hera.
Still too soon. Always too soon.
Always too soon.
Fantastic. And then where are Tyrion and Harrison when they read their words of death?
Probably, I'm hoping on my deathbed. Like, I'm already, like, old and dying, and it's like, oh, this looks...
What's this paper?
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember writing this song.
Do you think Harold and Harrison or Tyrion went first?
Ooh.
Well, Harrison probably reads more.
Yeah, to be fair.
So when Tyrion finds out, he does his magic do-over and makes sure that Harrison never read it and is like, whatever you do, and then just burns it.
yeah, because he's gonna read like that
And I said, whatever
anyway.
you do, don't read this paper. Why? What's on this book? Revive.
Stop!
Stop it.
I only get so many of these. That's fantastic.
I think Tyrion, he's accomplished what he needed to do. When we said we came here, we wanted to get rid of the whole corrupt Council of Lords. He's established something more honest. Duncan is now on the council.
Yay!
And there's good relations with Harold's kingdom. And then probably as he's given a bunch of proclamations or just like religious documents to read over. One of them happens to be the spell, and he reads it and just dies peacefully.
You know what I imagine? King Harold and then Tyrion meeting up. It's like the Ned Stark and Big Bobby B. You got fat.
That's right.
And then, I guess any closing comments on the game as a whole?
Other than this was like so fucking fun. Like, I don't know if it's because we've just played it for so long and we kind of grew, like our relationships with our characters grew with us. But this has been such like a tight knit, awesome group. The role playing was fantastic. The characters, everything we created together is just so like it's just unforgettable, really.
The game system was great. Like Maddie said, the characters, just the connection and the way things evolved.
Yeah.
We didn't just set up a party where, okay, all of these people are in a bar and they become friends.
Yeah.
It was like, there was the whole with the bonds. It's like, okay, Aziz doesn't trust, Tyrion because he's just a regular old cleric. Does he care about the land at all? Uh, Harrison is far too concerned with appearances and, constantly needs rescuing. And it was like all of us had those weird dynamics.
Yeah, and Harold is the foreigner from a faraway land. He doesn't understand anything about what's going on here, and like just adjusting and kind of growing with that and changing our bonds as we go. That was really fun to do too.
Yeah. That was good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Harrison falling into the classic damsel in distress every time.
Over and over and
fantastic.
over again.
And I mean, I suppose technically some of our final bonds got resolved.
Yeah, for real. Not that it really does much now, but
Yeah. But just kind of a fun little
For
bit of
funsies.
closure where it's like, you know, because my bond with Aziz was understand what he needs to accomplish for the ritual and make sure he survives long enough to do it. You know,
Winchester syndrome with Harold.
Yep.
yep.
Oh my god.
And I showed Harrison a secret right of the land.
You did, the Elven song.
Yep.
It was very interesting changing Harold's perspective on things based on like the interactions between our characters and the discussions and everything. The development for all characters were so awesome to see in real time. It was fantastic.
And that's the thing too, like you said, it's in real time. Like, I mean, like I know we do it in sessions, but like it just feels like it's been like we've actually played it for as long as these guys have been working through this stuff. Like,
Right.
and like it's something I really enjoy more like in about D&D. I'm not saying you can't do it in D&D, but I feel like it gets so like mechanical and technical in D&D where this is like you can just kind of role play without like severe consequences all the time.
Yeah. And not a whole lot of rules and technicalities to bog it down. So it's just
Yeah, it's just simple.
Yeah.
It's easy to understand and go with the flow. And like the thing is too, you know, in D&D, if you roll and you miss, you miss. You know, with this, you can hit at least from like 7+, and there's like consequences. You know, so it makes it interesting, like narratively as well.
And when you fail forward. If you fail a lot, you get more powerful so that maybe you'll fail less often.
Yeah, like so it's really cool. I really love this system.
Fantastic. Well, I gotta say, like it was, yeah. I mean, you guys pretty much all said what I was thinking. You know, it's been great. I'm so thankful to be playing this game with you guys. It's, man. I mean, it takes a good chemistry and just a real special group of people to take advantage of the opportunities that not only the system but like that you and each other provide. And I think you guys took advantage of every opportunity to further the plot and develop those characters. And it was like I mean, it was something special. Like I said, it was definitely something like that was built, you know. And
I love that Duncan became something too.
Yeah, like a lot of like insignificant characters really became something.
yeah. So hell yeah. Well, let's do it again sometime. Let's play let's play another game.
Yes.
Win.
Hell yeah.
I'll play anything you want.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm gonna end the video there. Do you Plaster, did you have you guys working on the channel, or you getting it up, or is it up?
We're not yet. We're working on. Josh is working on a new thing. He's been doing a lot over the summer. It's going to come out with some new content, some YouTube shows as well, and stuff like that. So that's going to be coming, but we're not there yet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, we'll keep an eye out for that. And all right, and thank you so much, guys.
bye.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.